Is there a dog? Is he alone? Is he at the airport? Is he on a fucking bus? Is he on the plane? Is there a clicking noise? There's probably a clicking noise. Is this a clip show? I don't know if it's a clip show. It's a fucking show. Just listen, goddammit!
I'm ready. Are you recording? That's funny.
Hey, what's happening? Mike Schmidt, 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast. That's right, motherfucker. You're on there. I looked at her before I pressed the button. I'm like, are you ready? And she goes, I'm ready. I'm born ready. I was born ready. So I hit record. And then she kept babbling about being fucking ready. And I'm like, fuck yeah. Well, that's because I'm the fucking guy now. I'm the man.
Editing that out, right?
No, fuck that. That stays. Literally, I'm sitting here. She has her feet up. That's what this show's become, folks. This is really high. These are all really big. Just letting you know.
Problem.
Here's some emails I
New
received
one.
this week. Here's some emails I received this week from
that's
people.
good.
No, you'll look at the other ones. I won't go back and show you.
Here's
But
the thing: don't eat the mic like you would on stage. This is a little bit different of a setup.
look, I'm not Sam Kinison. I'm not eating the mic on stage. I actually speak in this tone the whole time I'm on stage. I speak in a very pleasant tone. When you come see me, folks, if you ever come see me live, and I will tell you this, I'm in Pittsburgh in a couple of weeks. Come see me. It's not unlike getting a voicemail message or hearing a pleasant phone operator. My voice is mellifluous, and it never rises above this tone right here.
Not unlike.
You'll have to strain. You'll have to lean forward to hear what I say half the time. Mainly because I'm being drowned out by laughter. I don't get excited. I'm not an excitable boy. I'm no Warren Zevon. I'm not up and jumping around. I'm literally at this even keel throughout the entire show. I mean, you know what? I'm at an even keel haul because I am a pirate. That's what I will do. I will go ahead and dress up in a pirate outfit, and I will even keel haul you throughout the show. I should just try to do a show at this, like right now, just like this the whole time. You think I could maintain this particular voice level this entire show, no matter what I was trying to say, no matter what I was talking about? Because we come in and we all know. I don't know. I know fuck all about what I'm going to talk about. I mean, I sort of have an idea what I'm going to tell you guys. I just don't know how I'm going to tell you, and I don't know whether that's a talent or whether that's a curse. I don't know if it's a blessing. All I know is it'll get you keel hauled on the high seas, folks, when you're out in the open water. If you come forward with information but with no proper way to present it, I'll tell you, a swabby will put his cutlass right through you. He'll run it right through you, and then he'll toss you over for feed to the sharks. Arr, har, har. Is it Talk Like a Pirate Podcast week? I think it might be.
Talk like a pirate podcast.
Isn't there Talk Like a Pirate week or Talk Like a Pirate something?
Talk like a pirate podcast.
It's actually Shark Week.
Talk like a pirate podcast.
Talk Like a Pirate Podcast? Arr, har, I'll bugger you over the barrels of dynamite, you swabby. That was pretty good, right? Because that what that meant, by the way, in case you don't know, if you don't want to plug me into pirate, because I should tell that story. Although let me put it this way: if you bought, what was it? The Pirates of the Schmitz of the Caribbean, the Pirates of the Caribbean Schmidt or whatever the fuck. What was that? I forget what it was. Because we had the Lord of the Schmidt, we had we had all of them. There was one that was Pirates of the Caribbean based. And it was a couple of years ago, and I actually rewrote all of the copy in pirate speak. So when people got it, I think I talked about that on here. So I literally rewrote, instead of just saying, thank you for purchasing, I said, Arr, I appreciate you purchasing. And it was like all the weird abbreviations. I still have the copy. Look, if anybody wants to go ahead and get that copy, let me know, because God knows you would want to see that. It's fucking
You
brilliant.
should just put it in the fan group.
In West Side 86?
Post it in the 86 Jokers.
Yeah, I should, because I don't post often enough in there. I always think, because here's why, another thing too, I always think about becoming, we've talked about everybody's deputized, and I'm going to be more active, and I'm going to go ahead and jump in. By the way, the blue lines have disappeared here, just so you know. I'm looking, and it actually jumped all the way. See how that's not moving at all, the red thing, but this guy's moving, so I know I'm recording. Oh, I got you to take your feet off the table, finally. All right, you're jumping
Remember
around
when
here.
this happened last time?
I do, yes.
And you freaked out?
Well, I didn't freak
because-
out this time. I know what I'm doing. It's audio track. It's
Yeah.
there. It's just he's not going along with them for some reason.
Yeah.
Folks, you don't want to hear this learning curve on the air. It was a total accident. I did not mean that. I speak with my hands sometimes.
Yeah, you know what your hands just said?
Well, they said go sit down
Allow me
because
to copy
you're far
your
too close. But can you see though how big the little blue guys are? They're totally gigantic. See, I don't know if that's a me thing or a we thing. Hey, here's some emails I got this week. Let's share this with people. Folks, I normally don't dip into the email bag. I mean, certainly I do. I'll read them. Rarely do I answer them, but I do sometimes. I've started to answer them now because, again, I've deputized everybody. I'll get to the email in a second. Let's talk about the Joker's page for a second. Again, as you know, I try to stay active in there, and I want to go in there and people write things, and I try to answer them. But at the same time, Dave's more active in there than me, and he busts my balls for it because it's, ostensibly my fan club, but it's really a fan club for the show. So which is why I'm like, all right, Dave, go in there and do all your things. because I'm, certainly out.
Do all your things.
And I'm delivering potato salad to people. You go ahead and post 5 more selfies of yourself. That's a good plan.
Selfies?
Selfies, is that what I said?
You said a selfie, by the way. I want one.
There's a reason why I talk with my hands. My fucking mouth doesn't work. But I should be more active in the Joker's page, but I feel, again, this is a dumb thing, and it's something you do to your own self, and it's something I'm trying to get myself and extricate myself from feeling. I even, when I plug the fan club, I'm like, fan club for me, stupid. You know what I mean? Even though I love me and I think I'm great, and I'm certainly worthy of all of your admiration, respect, and love. But then when I go in there and I'm like, hey, I'm going to post some stuff. Yeah, and it's like, hey, look at me. I'm the subject of this fan club. It seems so look at me and such bullshit and so weird. And it's so funny because social media to me is like the greatest invention and the worst invention. Because it's so cool. I can get out there and engage with you guys and talk to you. And I love when you talk to me and I love all that kind of thing. But then it also, because there's that weird thing inside me that goes, nobody wants to fucking hear from you, idiot. Which is dumb considering I've done a fucking show for 8 years and I still got listeners and people are coming to see me. That seems like I would probably get on my own train at this point. I would go ahead and get on board with me because I deserve it. At this, I've hung on to you guys at least for this long. Some of you are bailing. Some of you are writing me notes and letting me know why you're bailing, which is fine. But I tell you, I just, why are you mocking me?
Because it's about to pick up.
Oh, certainly. Business is about to pick up, ladies and gentlemen. So I've delved into my emails this week. I started to answer people and stuff like that. And I found, and look, I read them when they come in. It's just that I don't answer them right away. I don't want you to think that you wrote me an email a year ago and I didn't read it. I certainly read it.
I don't just respond.
Well, because the pressure is on me to be clever. The pleasure? Good God. The pleasure. The pleasure is all mine to be clever. I'm actually kissing to be clever, which is a pleasure. I could answer. I need to answer people. You're absolutely right. And I do. I've started answering people.
I don't know why you read something you don't immediately respond and get rid of it.
Well, all right. Here's a couple reasons. One, well, this is a blame reason, but it's totally true. My email doesn't work on my phone. So I'll read things from my phone and then I cannot respond on my phone because I cannot write on my MikeSchmidtComedy.com account. I can only read, but I can't email from it. It's weird.
Give me your phone and I will fix that.
You're not getting my phone at all. That's not happening. Well, why? Because I want you fixing it. Pay attention to the fucking show. I know you're trying to tune out any way you want, but you're like,
seeing your penis pictures. I'm not concerned.
Don't call them that. They sound so much less impressive when you call them that.
Should I call them your footlongs?
How about, again, if you looked at it twice, yes, you would.
Should I call them your pets?
No, cock photo sounds so much better than penis photo. Penis photo sounds like I'm going into a lineup somewhere because I had indiscriminate penis photos got loose from my phone. They leaped out and ran around.
Indiscriminate penis photos. Give me your phone and I'll fix your mail so you can solve it.
Again, I will say to you, if you want to do that when we're done, that's fine. But pay attention to the fucking show. I'm not going to have you fix it. No, bullshit, fine. I'm not going to have you fix my mail while I'm doing a goddamn show. That's ridiculous. It's bad enough.
To fix your mail.
Well, good. You can fix my mail when I'm done. But it's bad enough you're already not producing the motherfucking show.
You're the one who said I want to learn how to do it. So
well, I do want to. Yeah, I want to learn how to do it because you're going to bail eventually. So I got to figure out how to fucking do it. And I got to have this I got to have this arrow in my quiver, if I will, Oliver Queen. That's what I have to do. I hope it's Oliver Queen. I have no idea. I think I read Green Arrow once. I think, I read Green Arrow in I know there's a TV show of him. Dude, there's far too much hero bullshit. I'm tired of it. Just stop. No more heroes. Let's have anti-heroes. Let's just have a bunch of fucking movies where everybody hates one another. Let's do that. I'm tired of these cheerful motherfuckers flying around and are all colorful bullshit. And then, so you know what's for me? DC movies, because that's not cheerful guys at all. That's a bunch of brooding assholes who want to fight one another. That Superman Batman movie is going to be a fucking train wreck. It's going to be so terrible. And I got to say this, man, I am so tired of movies where there's no stakes at all for the regular people. Like you'll see a movie, like when I saw Avengers, all right, like I liked the Avengers, the second one, Age of Ultron. I dug Ultron. I thought it was a good movie. I really liked it. It was fun. I think the body count got a little outrageous at some point and nobody fucking acknowledged it. What I really want to see, because you know what, Marvel used to make a comic show, a comic book, I apologize. I think it was called Damage Incorporated. And it was a comic book series about the guys who have to clean up cities after fucking heroes destroy them. Because it's not something I ever thought about as a kid in concept. But then as I got older, certainly you would look and you'd be like, dude, that's 100 9/11s that just happened. Like literally all of these people are dead all over the city. And there's no way you can clean up. I mean, think of how long it took to clean up 9/11. I say if superheroes destroy a city, they should use superpowers to clean it up. Superman should have to get like a giant super broom and fucking sweep up all the rubble after destroying everything. And Superman should have to fly to every fucking family and tell them, I'm sorry I killed your kid. Literally. I mean, because he's a fucking terrible guy. I hate Superman. We all know that, right? It's so funny to me that Seinfeld had this Superman fucking fetish, and Tarantino loved Superman too, and I don't get Superman at all. I loved Superman 2, the movie, but Superman himself, the whole mythology is terrible. Because he's a Superman. There's nobody who could beat him ever. You know what beats Superman? A rock. What the fuck is that? They came up with a green rock that beats Superman. It was a chunk of another planet or some bullshit. And so inevitably when you're reading it, it's like Lex Luthor's a human and he's kind of smart. And then he makes a robot with a ray, but it doesn't matter unless there's kryptonite. Oh, wait, we found some kryptonite. Oh, wait, Superman's going to rally. I mean, it's just, there's nobody who can handle him. Because I can tell you like 4 Superman villains. I think there was like Brainiac and Bizarro and Lex Luthor. And then he fought a leprechaun. There was a fucking, I'm not even joking.
I remember the leprechaun.
Yeah, and his name was Mixelplix, right? Mr. Mixelplix. And here was the bullshit about that. You had to trick him into saying his name backwards so he could go back to the fucking leprechaun dimension or some bullshit. And it's like, so wait a minute. So now he's Superman's enemy. And Superman, because to me, there's much more interesting things to come about when Superman has to fight a midget. I'd rather have him fight a midget than have to trick a midget. I don't want Superman pulling out flashcards and doing fucking math. I want him to beat the shit out of that midget. Fuck trying to trick him and make him go back into the Phantom Zone or where the fuck he's from. Again, Superman's whole deal is you got to trip Mixelplix into saying his name backwards. Fuck a trick. Superman should just tear his head right off of his body. Superman doesn't mind destroying neighborhoods and killing thousands of innocent humans. Fuck that leprechaun. God damn it. That's why I can't buy into it. Superman's too powerful, man. I can't watch anything and feel bad for him or feel sorry. So if you're fucking that powerful, a midget shows up and he starts doing Randy shit, just fucking take a pool cue and smash it over his fucking head super style. Fuck you, midget. I'm sorry. I can't handle it. Mixelplix. And Mixelplix could have been like all fucking natty-ily attired like the Riddler in a suit. Mixelplix wore diapers, I think. He had some fucking ridiculous costume and a derby. It looked like, you know what it looked like? It looked like DC Comics had one pedophile and they go, hey, dude, come up with a villain. He's like, absolutely. And he drew a little kid body in diapers and then gave it an old man head just so nobody would get suspicious. And then he jerked off to it all the goddamn time. He's like, oh my God, I can't wait till Superman beats up this fucking midget. Well, you can't beat up I can't imagine an editorial meeting. Listen, we can't have Superman beat up a midget. Let's trick him into saying his name backwards. What the fuck are you talking about? That, you know what, that's a meeting that takes place at 4:58 p.m. Because they're sitting in the office and they're like, hey, Superman, how does he handle this fucking midget? Well, he could tear the midget's head right off of his fucking body and crush his midget ribcage into midget powder. Oh, dude, what if there was midget powder? Ha ha ha! I want midget powder and mix it into a glass of water and make a midget appear. Like, you know those shrinky dinks? You know how you make them and then they fucking totally shrink in the oven? Dude, midget powder, you would just sprinkle. What if, oh wait, I go the other way.
Oh my God.
Instead of midget powder being able to like just add water and you've got midget, what if you could sprinkle midget powder on a dude and make him a midget? Like that Beetlejuice powder when he shrunk that dude's head? Holy shit, that'd be awesome. They got to have that. You know what? Where's that fucking store where that dude bought the gremlin? We got to go there. I bet they got the midget powder. Where that guy bought a Mogwai at fucking midnight. Dude, if you're in Chinatown and there's a fucking crazy antique store open at midnight, there's 2 choices. You walk past and never think of it again, or you go in and you buy fucking everything. How great is it? You know there's superpowers and bullshit in there. You're going to get a Mogwai. You're going to get midget powder. You're going to get some fucking like Snap and Pops that fucking explode neighborhoods. Dude, it's going to be genius. I'll bet they have one of those. You know, you ever see that dragon at the fucking Chinatown festival? Whatever, and they run around, and they're ding, 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 and they're hitting the fucking cymbals and stuff. Dude, I'll bet there's a live one of those somewhere. Dude, we saw Big Trouble in Little China. If it's nighttime and you're in fucking Chinatown, nothing good's gonna fucking happen. Jill and I, when we were in fucking New York, we went to fucking Chinatown and all during the day it was great. We're walking around Chinatown, we're looking at fucking vests, we're looking at guys who are trying to sell us watches, we're buying dragon fruit, we're fucking having an amazing time, and then it got dark, and oh my God, did fucking business pick up in Chinatown. It's like, we gotta get the fuck out of here because you're gonna wind up getting kidnapped and having sex on a boat with Middle Eastern guys, and I'm gonna have to fucking call Liam Neeson and find your ass. Let's get the fuck out of here. Chinatown at night's a dark place, but that's what you gotta do though, is because again, because in the daytime it's like ting, 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 cymbals and fucking dragons and fun and fruit and all sorts of fancy stuff and weird dumplings. You just like, because in the daytime you're like, what's in this dumpling? I mean, so sorry, me no know. All right, I'll eat it. I don't fucking care. But at night, when some guy hands you a glass and pours midget powder in it, you're like, I can't drink this shit. It's nighttime in Chinatown. Nothing good happens here. Don't get me wet after fucking midnight and don't feed me or whatever the fuck all those rules were. See, I can't even keep the rules straight. I would have fucked this whole world up. There'd be gremlins everywhere. Stripe, he would have been out. Why didn't the you know what? I want to see an R-rated Gremlins. Poor, you know, because I want to see the Mogwai like shoot the gremlins out of his back after you get him wet or whatever the fuck. And then I want the gremlins to just start raping people. I mean, I want just fucking, I want a gremlin rampage that ruins everything. Because I'll tell you what, then Superman can get involved. Get in here and clean up these fucking gremlins, dude. That's what we need to send Superman to Chinatown after midnight to make sure none of this bad shit happens. Goddamn midget powder. I want it. I must have it. You know it somewhere. I'm going to start doing that. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just fucking buy an overcoat, a fedora, and I'm going to go like 1950s style and just duck into doorways in Chinatown at midnight and try to buy crazy potions. Yeah! Dude, I want to find some crazy ass shit. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to fucking change the game. What are we talking about?
Do you think that exists?
Which?
Any of that?
All of it.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
You're buying into Superman and actually debating whether or not he's good or evil, and I just...
Superman's a dick. He's not, you know, he's evil. I don't like him. He's a fucking, you know what? And then Superman is like, hey, you know what I'm totally going to do? You guys are great and we're all humans and stuff. I'm going to go live in an iceberg. Fuck you, you jagoff. Why don't you live downtown like everybody else? And he hides it. Because again, the mythology is perfect in Kill Bill. When Tarantino does his fucking, he has David Carradine do his Superman riff about how, you know, Superman as Clark Kent, that's not a disguise. That's how Clark Kent sees humans. He sees them as fucking wimpy little pussies who fucking snivel around, and that's why he's fucking Superman. So to completely have people not detect who he is, he has to be the biggest pussy in the fucking world, because that's how he would blend into the human race, because that's who he sees us as. So you know what I'm saying? I guess bottom line, kill Superman. That's what I'm saying. Dig up those green rocks and throw them at him whenever you see him. If he flies over your town, don't wave. He's not doing good things. He's not doing good things unless he decides to beat the shit out of that midget, and then I'm on board. The fact that Superman has to trick a guy, that's just the dumb. Again, he's the most powerful dude in the world, and that's the writing conceit with Superman. They can't, because he's so fucking powerful. You can't find ways for him to. He always has to fall prey to emotions or some shit, or somebody's got to get Lois Lane or nonsense. It's like, dude, fuck that. Superman's a wrecking machine. He should just be a fucking mean ass. Like if you had a Superman and you gave him Wolverine's temperament, holy fuck, that's a book. You know who that is? That's Lobo. Never mind, they already did it. I apologize. They basically did it. They made Lobo, which is essentially like Supervene or Wolverman. That's who Lobo is. That's who he is. So fuck yeah, whatever, that happened. All right, so what the hell? I don't even know. How do we even start on that? What are we talking about?
You were picking on me, but I'm not going to tell you.
I'm not picking on you. You had your goddamn feet up, pretending like you're relaxing and all that stuff. I'm here to do a goddamn show, baby. Jump in. You got to be on board. You got to be on point. And you're like, oh, I'll fix your mail. No, you're not the fucking tech guy. Fuck IT. Go ahead, punch out. You're on lunch. Time to be the laugh girl. You're not the IT guy.
I am all of these things.
You can be all those things, but you're on the clock now, motherfucker. You got to go ahead and pay attention.
Well, if I'd have had a Dr. Pepper, I might have energy.
Oh, wow. Wow. Folks, you ever heard the term low blow?
Yeah.
Well, that was the lowest blow of all. That was cruel.
I'm teasing. All the stuff you brought me was delicious, and I thank you for it.
I wrote our friend Lily this
I
morning.
was just being silly.
Because I had to be here on, early in the daytime. I was recording at noon because I had to go to the gym today. And oh, folks, my legs are ripped. Come feel my legs. You know you want to. I'm serious. It's like literally, I have to be honest with you. It's like, and you guys know this if you've been through transformations or you do things. You know, I'm fucking lifting and running and I'm doing cardio and all that, trying to lose weight, but also trying to be kind of muscly. And dudes, like sometimes I won't lie. Sometimes I'll just feel my legs. I'll just fucking sit there and go, oh my God, dude, just these are real. These are so real. Here's how, I will tell you how real they are. I'm wearing a pair of my 38 jeans today. And I will tell you this too. Everything I'm wearing today, by the way, other than the jeans, of course, was a gift or borrowed. I'm wearing a Chupacabra shirt from our friend in Seattle. I don't know if he wants me to say his name, from the Chupacabra. Why do I say? Why would he not want me to say his name? But I'm not going to. Fuck it. But I will plug his band, the Chupacabra. Go ahead and buy it. So I'm wearing that shirt, which was a gift from him, and then I'm wearing the jeans that I purchased, and then shoes that were Michael Strahan's. I think I told that story on here. And then and I will tell you this: why not? There's a thin layer of denim between me and you folks, because I'm commando today. Why not? I did it.
Why?
You want to? Oh, I thought you'd never ask. You fell right into it.
Why the hell?
Baited the hook.
Why is there just denim?
I was just going to explain it. It's funny.
Jesus Christ.
Well, because I was talking about lifting. Well, because this is going to sound weird. As I'm lifting, I'm transforming things, and like my thighs and calves and all of it. And so literally every inch helps when I'm getting dressed. So it affords my jeans fit better because of that. Because my thighs have kind of exploded and my calves and stuff like that. I mean, like, dude, my fucking calves are just.
What kind of underwear do you wear that
Well,
go down to your thighs or your calves?
I wear woolen underwear.
You're not. I mean,
I
would
wear.
assume that you wear a T-back. Am I wrong?
Well, of course, certainly, but
They wrote the thong song about you.
I wear a T-front. So that's how I like to handle my. I wear an iced tea back. So, and it comes in many colors.
I'm totally stealing that.
Do it. So I did it because again the jeans they just fit better. I liked it, you know, and
I don't because you're talking about your thighs, but
Yes.
I don't understand how your thighs have anything to do with that.
well, it's all around
It's
my waist too. It's my you know, because I mean the button comes around, and even you know, because I'm working out my abs and they're getting.
But seriously, what underwear are you wearing?
I wear boxer briefs. I just wear like
you
Hanes boxer briefs.
Okay, all right. That makes sense.
You know,
Because
and
they do come a little bit further.
and here's the thing: I have all of my boxer briefs are XLs, and they're big on me. So I bought some L's. You know what I mean? And when I wear the L's, they fit fine with this. But I just didn't want to grab a pair of L's and then wear these. It's so funny. I have a whole like skinny guy outfit. Like I'll be like, I'll wear my large underwear and I'll wear my 38 jeans and I'll wear my 2X shirt. And I mean, you know, I only wear them on my days off. Like I won't wear them to work. Like I won't waste these jeans on work. I won't waste my larges on work. I won't wear it's ridiculous. It's foolish and I'm dumb. But I'm not, you know, I'm not fuck that. I'm not foolish and dumb. It's just, but that's my preference. I don't want to wear that shit to work. I'm trying to be very careful with my words about myself, folks. It's one of the things I'm learning is not to call myself dumb or an idiot or a dumbass or I'm fucking stupid or all of that, because it's just, none of those things are true, you know? So why say them, right? Why put those out into the ether? The only reason you do that, because you're fucking dumb. All right. So, so I called Lily this morning. I didn't call her. I texted her and I'm like, hey, what do you need from me? What do you want from me? I'm coming.
That's not what you said. You said, can I come over early?
Because I was supposed to be here at noon, and then I got done at the gym faster than I thought I would, and I got up earlier. Whatever. It's how long? Look, folks. Let's just start the beginning of my day. I actually slept like fucking 11 hours last night. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck happened. Because yesterday I went to the gym and I went and I saw Shannon, and then I was off work and so I was home, and then I wound up. I just I got some emails done and some. Weren't we going to talk about that? We're going to, oh, the emails. So I'm doing them now. I am doing them at home. I'm answering them, but it's easier when I just read them and then I go, all right, well, I'll get to that. And then unfortunately, then 10 more people write and then I read those. And because I feel like I don't want to just send people a one-line answer, even though I guess they'd appreciate that, certainly.
Rather than feeling ignored.
Right. I know we've been through this for fucking 8 years. I know I've done the same thing my whole life, but it's changing. I'm making a concerted effort not to be more engaged. I mean, just yesterday I wound up in a Twitter conversation with like Pat Francis and 9 other dudes because Pat roped me into some bullshit and I couldn't fucking understand why. But good for him. And finally, like I answered him like legitimately once, and then he wrote a second thing, and I go, dude, why are you bringing me into this? Like, because I don't know what he wants from me. He cracks me up. It's like, dude, I understand that's your deal, and you're sitting there in a bin.
Twitter conversation on with you?
Well, here's what he did. I'll tell you. Van Halen kicked off their tour this week. And apparently there are clips online, and from what I understand, maybe they're not that great. Maybe Dave might not be singing the way he's supposed to sing. I don't fucking know. Again, it's not my deal. I've talked about this at length on the show. I love them. I've loved them since I was 11. It's just the way it is. I love Eddie. I'm in the band for Eddie. Eddie put up an article a couple of weeks ago. I talked about it on here, I think. And everybody's like, I fucking hate Eddie. And I'm like, I love him. I read it. And to me, it's very interesting. And I kind of understand how he feels. So yesterday on Twitter, fucking Pat writes, hey, at the 40-year-old boy, it's time to admit it. ... Van Halen officially sucks. And he puts a YouTube clip up from them from the other night. And I just wrote him and I go, I don't know. I go, well, I mean, I said everybody takes what they want to take from it. I love Eddie and he destroys. And then he's, by the way, he's copying Van Halen on this. Like, hey, the 40-year-old boy, it's time to admit it, at Van Halen sucks, so they can see it. And then he writes me again, this is hashtag cash grab. I can't believe that they're stealing money from their fans for putting out garbage like this. And I wrote him, on Twitter, and I just went, dude, why are you roping me into this? I'm 11 years old. I've loved them since I was 11 years old, and I'm not leaving now. I mean, this is just the way it is. You know what I mean? It's like everything changes. People get older. Everything happens. And do I think they should be better? I don't think the band could be any better. Do I think Dave could be better? Yeah. But I mean, Dave and Eddie don't get along, and Dave chooses to do things the way he does it. And if you want to pay to see him, see him. And if you don't, you don't. That's one of the things I talk about with social media being the biggest curse. Because honestly, now Van Halen has to hear what Pat Francis has to think about them. Like normally, they didn't fucking have to care.
And all they should ever hear is what you think about them.
Well, I don't know. They don't have to. All they should hear is what the fans who pay the money and cheer for them, or the fans who don't pay the money. The marketplace will fucking decide. You'll either show up and you'll support, or you won't. We talked about it today with this bullshit. On Twitter, everything that's flying around today on Twitter. Jared from Subway. All right. And again, I'm recording this on Tuesday, so obviously there will be 400 twists and turns in this story by the time you hear this on Thursday morning. I don't know what's happening. I don't know anything. All I know is that supposedly they raided his house because one of his employees had child porn. So now they're checking out his stuff. And every joke, every fucking incarnation of $5 footlong and fucking, and believe me, I thought of them myself. Like immediately my head started spinning and I'm like, because literally I shouldn't even say the one I thought of. It's whatever. Literally, because I'm about to savage people for doing it, and then I'm about to fucking do it because I'm a comic and that's what I do. But at the same fucking time, there's nothing good or funny about this story at all. This is a guy. If people are like, "Oh my God, I can't believe Jared's worth $15 million," maybe Jared works his ass off for that $15 million. You don't know a fucking thing about this guy except he likes turkey. That's all you fucking know about this dude. Yep. You may know he likes kids now. That's the only other thing you may know about him. But that also may not be true. And also, the turkey thing could be bullshit, so he did a bunch of fucking TV commercials. Who the fuck knows anything about Jared, and how does he affect your fucking life? Unless you're a parent of one of these kids or whatever the fuck. Literally, the story is so fresh and new, I don't know what the fuck to think about it. All I know is it's far too early to take any sort of glee in what's happening. It's terrifying.
There's no glee to be had.
No, none. If he is involved in what they say he's involved in, whatever, either possessing child porn or producing it or whatever the fuck, I have no clue. But if he's guilty of that, burn that motherfucker. Absolutely. I mean, fucking flay him alive, take care of him, get rid of him, and do everything you fucking can to rid the earth of that cancer. But if he hasn't done it, it doesn't fucking matter. Because today, Twitter indicted him, and he's got to carry that fucking stain for the rest of his goddamn life. And that's one of the hard things to deal with social media. It's hard to deal with Facebook. It's hard to deal with fucking Twitter. You are branded the second anything like that happens. Yeah. And I mean, there's another story this week. Just the other day, a quarterback, a 19-year-old kid for Florida State University. He was charged in a domestic dispute, or it wasn't domestic dispute. He was charged with assault. Supposedly he had assaulted a woman at a bar. And everybody's like, well, nobody knows the story and everybody's going to try to figure it out, but he's only 19 and we'll see what happens. Well, then yesterday the security footage comes out. And he's at a bar and there's a girl at the bar and he comes up and he kind of shoves in next to her to order a drink. And she's drunk, obviously. And she turns around at him. She starts kind of yelling at him and he grabs her arm and she hits him. And he punches her in the face. So I had to listen to a radio thing today of people all arguing about why he should be absolved because she hit him first. And all of these men saying, you know what, I watched a guy called, I'm a lawyer. And me and another lawyer, when we first heard the story, we thought it was terrible. We thought you should burn this guy. We thought you should just, you know what, you don't ever do that. But we spent all morning, we watched the video ad nauseum. And I'll tell you what, this kid's got a great self-defense case. Really. The 5-foot blonde woman who took a poke at him deserved to get punched in the face by the 19-year-old almost professional athlete who's, you don't hit a woman. You don't hit a woman. You don't hit a woman. That's it.
You don't hit other people.
You don't hit anybody, certainly. And she's just as wrong as he is. Yeah, but you know what? If she takes a poke at you, you're going to fucking bounce her and you have the bouncer run her out of the fucking club. You do not punch her in the face. You don't punch him in the face. You don't punch, You know, I've got shit going on at work that has happened recently. You know, I talk about being a bouncer. I'm back being a fucking bouncer. I'm just at my work because we have so many crazy homeless people in the area where I work that I've become, when I'm there, muscle to get them out of the building. You know, we had a homeless guy come in and he sits at a table and they bring him a drink. You know, again, nobody's just like, you're homeless, get out. If you want to sit down and order food, if you got the money, nobody gives a fuck. Fine. It's terrible that you haven't had a bath since 1911, but I mean, that's your deal and that's it. But if you want to buy some ribs and you get the cash for it, they'll sell you ribs. So this fucking homeless dude comes in and he sits at the table. They bring him some water and he goes to sleep. Puts his head down on the table. He doesn't order any food. So the waitress is like, she's, Mike, can you see what's the deal with this guy and, you know, get him out of here if he's, and again, everybody deserves respect, in my opinion. So I sit at the table and, you know, I knock on the table and he looks up at me and I go, hey, how you doing? He goes, where's my lunch? I said, well, I've been told you didn't order any lunch. He goes, I did. I ordered a whole plate I ordered ribs. I ordered food. I'm just waiting for my lunch. Is there something wrong with with ordering lunch and is it against the law for me to eat lunch? And I go, dude, it's not. I go, but I'm telling you, they told me that you haven't ordered yet and now you're sleeping. You can't sleep in the restaurant. If you're ordering lunch, that's fine. I did order lunch. Where are my ribs? I can't believe that you're doing this to me. And he's crazy. He's a crazy person. Yeah. He's got blood on his eye. You know what I mean? He's got white shit in his beard. Fucking flecks of spit are flying out of his mouth. And I'm sitting there I'm trying to be respectful and have a conversation. But I already know I got to run this motherfucker out of the building. So I go, well, I'll tell you what, hang tight. Let me check on your lunch and see what's happening. And I walk over to one of the waitresses and I go, hey, he tells me he ordered lunch. She goes, he sat down, we gave him some water and he went to sleep. She goes, he hasn't ordered a thing. I said, all right, I'll take care of it. I turn around, he's gone. He got up and he ran out of the building when I walked away from the table. So good, I didn't have to deal with that. That's fine. Then we had another fucking guy come in and this guy, I mean, he smelled like you dipped a corpse in durian fruit. I mean, he was so disgusting. It was like if you had been embalmed with dirty diapers. That's how fucking foul this guy stank. And when he walked in, he went through like chemtrails, man. He just fucking left a vapor trail through the restaurant where everybody eating just went, oh, because he walked right in the front door and he was there again. They just walk in. And they walk right past the front station so nobody can stop them. They walk right, because there's just girls at the front. Yeah. And he walked right to the back of the restaurant and he went in the bathroom and he locked himself in. So they come to me, of course. They're like, hey, can you get this guy out? And I'm like, yes. And I don't mind because the girls shouldn't have to fucking deal with it. But the problem is our neighborhood, you know, we had a homeless guy throw a boulder through our fucking glass door. They you know, there's only so many times you can come to work and see fucking 3 dudes doing invisible Tai Chi and yelling at their moms in the street. You know what I mean? And you're just like, motherfucker, dude. And I wanted to take this picture and I couldn't take it, but I wanted to so badly just because it would have been so exploitative, but also I didn't want him to fucking get up and want to fight me. It was the perfect thing. Homeless dude laying in the dirt. By my work, laying in literally because there's a parking lot across the street and it's got like a fucking bunch of trees, but they're planted in, you know, the drought is so terrible here. They're just dirt. So he's laying in dirt. He's got dirt. His hair's fucking crazy like an old fucking nutty professor. He's got dirt and blood all over his face. And he's laying there in an, you know, it's fucking 90 degrees. He's got an army jacket on, but he's barefoot and his feet are cut up and just, I mean, he's filthy. He looks like he crawled out of a tar pit. I mean, he's that fucking disgustingly dirty. And he's just laying in the dirt, filthy, and drool coming out of his mouth, blood on his face, clutching a copy of The Great Gatsby.
Wow.
So, and it's terrible for me that I looked at it and I went, literally, this could be one of those fucking cat hanging on a tree branch posters for America. I mean, literally, it was America just sitting right in front of me. It was the future of America laying in the fucking dirt. And I wanted so badly to take this dog-eared, beaten up copy of The Great Gatsby, clutching it to his chest perfectly so the name is underneath his filthy beard, his filthy blood-matted beard. And I'm like, I got to take a photo of this guy, but I can't. God damn, I want to exploit this guy, but I shouldn't. Because it was just, literally, it was everything. It was the future. It was the class war. It was everything in one fucking photo. And if I had a better eye or if I had more talent, I could have made it in a way where it didn't look exploitative. But just holding up my fucking iPhone and snapping a photo of that dude just seemed like so terrible, because whether he was sleeping, whether he was clutching his book, whether he even knew what the book was about, whether he was homeless, whether he was down on his luck, or whether he was a crazy person, I could not do that to him. He was so naked in that moment. There was no reason to fucking to bury him further.
Because as beautiful and poetic as the photo was, it would end up a meme in 10 minutes.
Of course.
Terrible.
And that's why I said it. But I mean, because again, God, I wanted to take it so badly. It was so, I got out of the car and it actually, this will sound fucking strange. I felt it in my chest. Like I was like, whoa, dude, just the power of the image fucking hit me. Because there was like little tumbleweeds even blowing behind him, because out in fucking Venice, it's just, there's this shit that falls out of the tree and it blows around. And it's just, oh my God, dude, so amazing. So amazing. But I try to have respect. I've talked about that on the fucking show before. So this dude locks himself in the bathroom, man. And they're like, hey, can you chase this dude? Because he's been in there for like 10 minutes. And I mean, I can smell, I haven't even been in the restaurant. I walk in and I can smell him. And I'm like, what the fuck? They're like, it's the dude in the bathroom. You got to get him out of there. I'm like, all right. So I go in the back and I knock on the door. He's like, hey, I'm in here. I go, I understand, sir. You've been in there quite a while. You know, we kind of need the bathroom. It's for customers only. Well, I'm using the bathroom. I understand that, sir, but bathrooms for customers only. Well, I'm going to buy something. Yes, sir, I understand, but I'm going to need you to step out kind of right now. And I'm trying to be as polite as possible, because again, people deserve respect, I think. But also, there's part of me that believes that people deserve respect, but there's a much larger part of me that does not want to have any sort of physical confrontation with a guy who smells like a fucking walking turd. I mean, I want nothing to do with that guy. So sure enough, he opens the door and he walks out. And because I hadn't seen the dude. Yeah. He's probably 6'4". And he looks like Bill Walton. He's got the old Bill Walton from the 70s. He's got this big ass beard and a big fucking headband. And he's got a giant backpack filled with his life. And again, all these, I don't know if all homeless guys are veterans, or if veterans just sell all their old shit to homeless dudes, because everybody has an army jacket. They all have that big fucking army issue jacket, and he's got his fucking backpack, and he gets out of the bathroom and he looks at me and he goes, hey, and I go, hey, and he puts out his hand to shake it. Again, this guy smells like God farted. And he's been in the bathroom for 10 minutes doing, well, I can tell you what he's not doing, washing up. He wasn't doing that. I don't know what he was doing in there, but all I know is it's fine. So I shake his hand. I grab his hand, and he actually tries to like squeeze my hand hard, like he's going to hurt it or something. So I returned it. We're both just holding hands and shaking hands, and I'm looking at him, and he goes, I am going to buy something. I go, that's fine. I go, but you were in there for a while and people ask, and he goes, well, it's just fucking terrible that people can come in. You got a public restroom and I'm the public. What's wrong with me, man? And he's holding my hand the whole time, and I'm holding his hand, and we're now nose to nose. And I'm like, please don't let your nose touch mine. Please don't let your nose touch mine, because I don't even want to be this close to this beard. I mean, because I'll tell you what, if the outside is that bad, when he starts breathing in my face, imagine what the fuck is coming from that, dude. It was just, it didn't even, it smelled like metallic, like he'd been drinking gasoline. I mean, I don't know what the fuck was going on. He must have had some real bad hooch or whatever the fuck, but it smelled like he spilled a kerosene lamp in his mouth. Like that kind of nasty fucking fumes. And he leans in on me, and I'm leaning in on him, and I'm not backing down, because that's the whole thing. It's like with a bear, man. You just fucking, with a bear, if you can't outrun the bear, you just fucking play dead or whatever. Or you get big and you scare the fucking bear. Well, look, dude, I'll get big. You're not going to fucking run me off with your stink. So I'm shaking his hand, and we're both just kind of, and he's like, this is fucking terrible, da da da. And he's yelling at me in my face. And I go, I understand. You'll have to go. I understand. You'll have to go. You'll have to go, or I will take you out. And he's like, whoa, motherfucker. And he just, as he walks out of the restaurant, I'm right behind him, because I'm waiting for him to sweep a table or hit somebody or start yelling. And he's just like, you fuckers, you fucking unbelievable. You treat me like shit. Da da. And the crazy shows up. When he walked out, he smiled and shook my hand. Immediately, though, and I fucking walked him out, and the girls like moved out of the way, and he goes outside, and then of course when he gets outside is when he turns around, he starts fucking flailing and throwing punches like he's gonna hit somebody, but he's not. And I'm just standing in the door with my arms crossed, and I won't let him back in. And all the girls are like, oh, thanks, Mike. And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. But I mean, why the fuck? I don't want to hit anybody, man. I don't want to get hit anymore. I don't want to fucking be involved in any of this nonsense. I just go eat your lunch and be happy, and go be homeless, and all you dudes, go sing Christmas carols, or get together and choose a delusion, man. Choose your fucking delusion and follow it. Make it so. Go visualize shit and make monsters happen, and go fight them on a neutral ground. Don't come to a barbecue restaurant and try to start a bunch of crazy shit. That doesn't make any sense. And look, man, I've been homeless. Not that kind of crazy homeless. I've been down on my luck, no money, having to sleep in a fucking casino homeless. And it's not fun. It's not fun having to try to sneak around and try to get into a bathroom. It's not fun stealing tips off of tables to try to stay alive. I've done all that and I get it. But, you know, I don't want to deal with it now. I don't want to deal with fucking anything now. I just want to hide under the coats and not army coats. So, third dude at work, he's outside and he's doing the fucking Tai Chi. He's being invisible and he's yelling and, you know, you don't know, man, you don't know. And just all that bullshit. And he's barefoot. Again, homeless dudes, they got a lot of coats but no shoes. There's a problem there, man. Get some shoes for these homeless dudes. I'll be honest with you. If I didn't have any fucking shoes, I'd be just as irritable and crazy as those motherfuckers. I cannot stand being barefoot. But these guys are barefoot in the street and walking around and throwing kicks, like kicking mailboxes and shit and just getting loud and yelling. And they're all fucking meth heads or crack dudes, a lot of these dudes. And some of them are just fucking insane. But this dude out front, and he comes walking up to the door and he starts yelling into the restaurant. And we're like, dude, get the fuck out of here. So he goes across the street and he's doing his Tai Chi and he's doing his bullshit. And the thing is, we've called the cops. You know, cops come and they'll sweep it, but then they can't keep doing it. They're not babysitters, just like I'm not a fucking babysitter. So this dude fucking walks out and we chase him away from our restaurant. He's across the street and he's yelling and he's throwing handfuls of dirt at people, you know, in cars. Like literally a car will drive by and throw a handful of dirt. So it's just that almost like he's a magician where he's just, you know what I mean? It's just this cloud comes out of his fucking hand. And I'm like, I don't know if you're casting a spell or just throwing dirt, but either way, it looked impressive. I liked it. It was not bad. You know, but he's filthy and grubby. And then a group of people comes walking toward the restaurant. They're walking in and they're old people. And when I say old people, it was two couples and it was obviously parents and either their kids or one of their kids and his spouse. The parents had walkers. They're 80, 85, easy. And so the kids are 60, 65. And Tai Chi sees it. They start walking in, we have to let them in a certain entrance. You can't come in the front door if you have walkers because there's steps. So we have a couple of doors that you can open up where people can just slide in or, handicapped people can roll in, whatever the fuck they got to do. Midgets can just walk in. Or mosey, and midgets, they do more of a mosey, right?
Not getting involved.
Midget's mosey. By the way, that's my favorite screen comedian from the 20s. Remember when Midget's Mosley married Moms Mabley? Jesus. She became Moms Mabley Mosley. So
You're very proud of that.
I really am. I'm not. I can't lie to you. That was not bad. That was pretty decent. Even so much that it is, I'm not even looking at the computer anymore and I'm not freaking out at the fact that I'm not getting the blue lines. Remind me, I know what I was going to talk about in the email. I'll get to it in a second. So fucking Tai Chi comes over and there's a fucking gaggle of silver hairs on their way in and they're just walking and there's, they got tennis balls and they're sliding their walkers and, they're people who are coming to enjoy some barbecue because they heard good things about our restaurant. They didn't realize that they were going to have to run the gamut of the crazies from Escape from New York who climb out of the sewers and look for food. Because that's what Venice turns into at night, man. If you go to the beach, I told you I deliver food at the beach and guys are like, give me that food. Like homeless dudes, they just say it. And all you just fucking swell up and go, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like they're just banking on you being scared. Now, eventually, I'm going to get tackled and like 4 dudes are going to fucking tear me apart and that's fine. I'll fight them off as best I can, and hopefully they just take the ribs and run, and they don't decide to eat me, but who fucking knows? I got no clue. Hey, man, you go down to the beach, there's a lot of mysterious fires and a bunch of shit cooking on it, and you don't know what it is. It could just be a fucking delivery man. Could be some guy from E24 who didn't make his way back. Who knows? But I've done it, and I've been down there, and I've fucking seen it. It's one of the reasons I don't want to go to the... I had ideas of going to the beach at night, and I had all these grandiose things, and there was going to be all sorts of fun. It was going to be romantic, and it's like, nope. Can't do it. Because I don't know what the fuck will happen. And I don't like to go into places where I don't know what the fuck will happen. Conversely, I should tell you this. I love going to places where I don't know what the fuck will happen, but only if I'm alone. I'm not going to bring another fucking person to it. Because I would tell Jill to go down, we were going to go to the beach and stuff, and then at night, and there was all these things, we're going to do this, and it's going to be fun, and it's going to be amazing and sexy, and then I'm like, yeah, except for the fact that the homeless army is down there. And they're just looking for fresh meat. So I get no interest in running the gamut with her. Even though she'd probably fucking be tougher with them than I would. So this dude comes over The 4 silver hairs are on their way into the restaurant, and he sees it, and you can just, homeless dudes, I don't know if they smell weakness or what the fuck it is. They can sense it. So he stops throwing dirt clods in the air, dirt clouds, not even clods. And he fucking comes over. You know what's funny? To mess up clods and clouds makes it sound like I misread it off a script, like I actually have a script for all this.
Clods and clouds are the same thing because it's a clod of dirt.
Well, it's a handful of dirt that turns into a cloud when he throws it, but a clod is like hard dirt with like a root in it, and you throw it and hit somebody in the skull. But it just makes me laugh that I meant to say clouds, and I said clods. It makes it look like I misread a script of some sort when there couldn't possibly be a fucking script for any of this nonsense. Because that would only be professional and make the show better. If I somehow planned out the shit I was going to talk about. So, dude, this fucking homeless guy, he just gets his homeless weird tractor beam on these 4 old people, and I guess he thinks they're going to be a soft touch for money. And you know, this homeless dude has a history of knowing, he knows what he needs. He knows he needs to borrow money. And you know, homeless dudes that are crazy and scary, they got to get less money because people just kind of run and avoid them. So homeless people know how to comport themselves to get a handful of fucking change, right?
The crazy people don't. I mean,
But-
when they're really mentally
right,
ill, they don't.
Right, but that's what I'm saying is this guy he's like Mad Max. He's got the memories of a previous life where he knows that the old people will give him money. So he needs to go over and be kind to them and ask for money. But the demons in the forefront have taken over, and he doesn't know how to behave himself. He has no clue. All I know is from some fucking mysterious past life, some memento bullshit in his skull, he's like, oh yeah, old people gave me money once, so I got to go over and talk to those people. Or old people are weak, and I can go ahead and prey on them, and they'll somehow fucking give me cash. But unfortunately, halfway across the street, the fucking spin head kicks in, and he's just like, oh, I'm going to fuck with these people. So he goes over, and again, these people are just, this old dude's wearing like a fucking Tommy Bahama shirt. You know what I mean? It's like he's wearing and the other guy's wearing a golf shirt. They don't want any part of a homeless dude. They've come out for a nice Sunday lunch with their parents. And this fucking dude beelines over to them, and he, thankfully, I saw it coming. I watched it from inside the fucking restaurant. I'm like, all right, I got to keep an eye. Because we're all, you know, you can see him doing his dance across the fucking street and throwing shit. And we're all like, who the fuck? And it's funny. Joe, our cook, has all these names for these dudes. You know, hey, there's Crackhead Steve. And then there's Dancer. And there's these, you know, he knows all of them. You'll see him. And he's like, oh, there's that dude. He calls one guy the Walker. Because this dude, and there's a guy, he looks, you know who he looks like? Fucking Adam Duritz from Counting Crows. This dude looks like a kind of a chubbier Adam Duritz. And I say chubbier because Adam Duritz used to be a little chubby. But this guy looks chubbier. He's got a round head. He also kind of looks like Kevin Smith, Adam Duritz, and Jack Black. Okay? And he wears a black hoodie and black shorts, and he's just fucking dirty. And there's always blood. I don't know if they're always scrapping, if they're in some like underground fight club. I'd ask him about it, but certainly he's not going to talk about it. So I don't know if they're involved in that sort of activity or if they just constantly fall down. But this dude's the walker, and you'll see him walk all over the joint, man. We used to have a guy like that by my house. I used to be, when I lived with Karen, we would drive and you'd see a dude in Burbank, and then you'd see him by my house fucking 12 hours later or the next day. And that dude looked like an old sea captain. That guy was fucking creepy as fuck. Like I didn't know if he was coming to, you know, tell me he saw what I did last summer or give me a box of fish sticks. I don't know what the fuck that guy had going on, but he had a fucking hook for a hand and a hook for a face. Oh man, was he ugly. And he just looked like, you know who he looked like? He looked like every scary ghost villain on Scooby-Doo before they ripped the mask off. You know what I mean? Where they'd be like, oh my God, it's that ghost. And then they pull it up and they go, it's Old Man Parker. But I got news for you. This truly was Old Man Parker. He still didn't have a mask on. He looked like he was fighting Scooby-Doo, but he just fucking floated through the neighborhood. God damn. And never changed expression. I never saw him eat. I never saw him do anything but walk. So when he calls this dude the Walker, and I'm like, dude, I got a walker for you. There's a guy by my house. And I'll tell you what, my walker's a lot more efficient and effective than your walker because my walker was skinny. This walker's kind of chubby. This walker, I don't think this guy's walking all the time. He needs to get more exercise in because he's kind of a little rotund dude. So fucking Tai Chi comes across the street, man. And I'm like, oh man, please don't throw a dirt cloud in the old man's face because that's going to suck. I see him approaching them and they're walking and they have to walk slowly because of the walkers. They would never survive in a zombie apocalypse. You know what I mean? Because because that's essentially what the homeless people are, is this apocalypse. And as they get closer to the door, the homeless dude, he makes contact. And he gets close to and you see him start talking to the son. And he says something, and the son says something like, all you can see, he's kind of like, sir, I don't, and he puts his hands up, and he's very very much, I don't want to deal with this. Thank you for your time. And I'm in the doorway and I'm waiting. And as they get closer to the door. The two, thank God, the two old people are in, the older people. And then the third person goes in, and right when the older dude is about to go in the building, the homeless guy just grabs him around the neck and grabs him by the shirt. And he's a 65-year-old man. And I was waiting because I kept inching out and inching out and inching outside. And now I'm outside and he gets close enough. And right when he does it, I just fucking go for him. And he grabs him, and then I fucking like a shot, I'm after him, and he sees me, and he immediately, I reach for him, and I get like a handful of his hair because I was going to just yank him off the fucking dude and tackle him. And then he lets go of the dude and he sprints and runs, and look, I'll just say it. He sprints as fast as he can down the street, and he's just yelling, fuck, fuck. He's screaming obscenities and running. And I have a handful of his hair. It came off in my fucking hand. Like, and not a handful, probably like 5 strands, 6 strands, but just enough to let you know that he doesn't have enough protein in his diet.
You think?
That's my guess.
Oh my God.
So now I'm just standing there and I'm looking at my hand, and I got a fucking hobo feather duster in my left hand, and I'm like, oh God damn it. And now because now I feel terrible because again, he's haunted, man. That dude he's just crazy. There's no reason to hate him. There's no reason to be angry at him. But the second you put your hands on somebody, you're fucking fair game. And if a cop's there, they would have put you down with a taser or whatever the fuck. You're lucky, I guess, that I only plucked about 5 strays out of your skull. But still, man, I'm standing there holding it and I'm looking at him and I'm just like, this is not what I thought I'd be doing at 47, man. This is not it. I mean, the delivering food thing and all that, you do that to stay alive, but this fucking chasing away of the crazy people, again, unless it's a zombie apocalypse, I got no interest in being the first line of defense. I don't want to be that fucking guy. But he's barefoot and filthy, and he just sprints down the street, and then he runs down the street, and he's just yelling, fuck, fuck, and there's people walking up the street, and he's just shoving them. See, man, and shoving everybody, and just booking to get away from me. And I don't know if he thought I was still chasing him or what. And then part of me was like, I should chase this dude, just kind of test myself and see if I could fucking keep up with him. Because again, he's going to get winded. That guy's got no protein in his diet. I got a handful of fucking hair that proves it, for fuck's sake. But I let him go. I don't want to hit anybody, folks. I don't want to hit anybody. I don't want to yank anybody's hair out. I should tell you, I didn't even finish this story. When that dude, when I shook his fucking hand and we're just staring each other down and he walks out of the restaurant, I walk him all the way out and I stand up with my arms crossed. And then I boiled my fucking hand. Like I hated myself for doing it. But I literally went in the back and, they got that pink soap, whatever the fuck that you can squirt for, lave Los Manos. I laved the fuck out of Los Manos, dude. I filled my hand where it was oozing out. I mean, it looked like I was about to give fucking 10 hand jobs because I was fucking ready. And I got all of this pink all over. I covered every inch of my hand with the soap because I let the water get as hot as it possibly could. And then I just let chunk, soap's dripping. And then I just thrust it underneath the fucking hot water. And I didn't touch it with my left hand. I just let it bathe first and kind of washed itself. And there's no more lonely sound than the sound of one hand washing. So I'm washing it, and then I introduced my left hand in for a little bit of help, and I scrubbed it all up, and I took they had sponges, and I scrubbed the shit out of it. And again, I felt dirtier washing my hand of another human being than I did shaking his hand. You know what I mean? I felt like, oh man, that's fucking terrible. Why would you be that guy? But I had to be that guy because I didn't want to get fucking dysentery. Literally, I'm not on the fucking Oregon Trail. You know what I mean? I don't want to wind up dead and on the side of the fucking road and they have to throw me out of the covered wagon. I'll die of croup or some bullshit disease that nobody's seen in 8,000 years because this fucking homeless dude brought it back because Jenny McCarthy wouldn't inject her baby with fucking medicine. So now this homeless dude is walking around with rubella. Fuck that, man. Unbelievable. So yeah, I said I didn't want to be a bouncer. Again, there's no money in bouncing. Like if I could go be your bouncer and make fucking $20 an hour, I'd do it. But again, they want to pay $8, $9. It's like, fuck that, dude. I'm not going to get punched by somebody for $8 or $9. Unless it's a girl. No, I got no interest in it. So sure enough, so I'm a bouncer at work. And again, they're all very nice, and I don't mind it. You know what I mean? I should tell you this: when I chased that dude out, I'm standing there with his hair, I turn around. Joe, the fucking cook, the badass cook, he was running out with a broom. He was gonna fucking Just tag that dude with a broom. I would have been like, dude, that's awesome. Just that dude, because that would have been even funnier, just to see that dude walking around with like a bald spot from me pulling out his hair and an angler broom up his ass as he ran down the street. So he looked like just like a homeless rooster. That'd be fucking amazing. But I just love the fact that Joe sprinted out there with a goddamn broom. He's like, yeah, I got your fucking back, dude. Because Joe, dude, that is a guy I've met. And I wish you meet people and they impress you. And you've always, everybody thinks you're impressed by titans of industry or by corporate kingpins or whatever, or even there's impressive police officers or from any walk of life, you can be surprised, And this guy, Joe, that I work with he's one of the best human beings I've ever met in my life. He's just a good guy. And he's got a streak of philosopher in him. He's just a guy who gets stuff done and doesn't bitch and doesn't moan. He doesn't gossip. It's amazing to me because I run in those circles. I run in a lot of backstabbing and backbiting. Huh?
The bitch moaning gossip circle?
Yeah, I may be the leader of them, quite frankly. I mean, I bitch a bunch. I bitched a bunch in this fucking show. I mean, I'm
your job to bitch.
but not really. You know what I mean? Essentially it is because I try to make it as humorous as possible. But when I'm off the clock, I'm bitching too, and nobody's fucking caring about that or paying for it.
When I'm off the clock, I'm bitching too.
I'm serious, man. I might punch in and bitch here on here for everybody to listen to, but I got news for you. The other 6 days a week, it's not like this gets turned off. I just am not entertaining people with it or being interesting. I'm bitching to people in lines. I'm bitching to people at stores. I'm bitching to people close to me. And everybody's just like, I don't fucking get you, dude. What the fuck, man? Can't you be happy? And yes, I can try to be as happy as I possibly can, but then I will lapse back. And I'm trying to learn. Look, I've got my 4 agreements in place. I'm trying to be impeccable with my word. I'm trying to do my best. I'm trying not to make assumptions. That's who I am. I want to make those 4 agreements work for me. You're raising your hands.
What does impeccable with your words mean?
It means say what you mean. It means don't indict yourself with things. And also it means, and that's when I alluded to it earlier today when I said I'm a fuck up or I'm a this or I'm a that. Well, if you say that, then that's not being impeccable with your words.
Okay.
If you really feel that you're a fuck up and you say that to yourself, all you're doing is injecting poison into yourself and holding yourself down, and you will not get past it if you continuously beat yourself down from that standpoint. So be impeccable with your words. Tell yourself what you really think of yourself. And take some stock and invest in yourself, and instead of holding yourself back, try to move yourself forward with everything that you say and do.
Okay.
So that's what I took from it. But Joe is just, he's this living embodiment of, I'll come to work and he'll come into work early and he'll bang out a giant order, and then he'll just be sitting out back. He has a chair. Like, he should have a rocking chair. He's one of those guys. He's probably just a little older than me, right around my age, but infinitely more mature, in my opinion, and a better grasp on life, and he's a badass too. Like, he has Monday and Tuesday off, but he works Wednesday through Sunday, open to close, behind the fire of the grill, and never bitches, never moans, never whines, and runs the fucking show. Get this, get that, do this, do that, let's do it, let's move, and bangs it all the fuck out, and is impressive. I don't know what they're paying him, but it better be fucking triple what I make. And then you better add more on top of that, because he holds the fucking place down. That's it. That's what he is. He's the linchpin. He's the guy you look to. If everything was fucking falling apart, he would be the guy who would go, we need to do this, we need to do this, and we need to do this. And then you just go, yep. There are soldiers and there are leaders, and he's a fucking leader. And he's a guy I don't even know him that well. I just know him through work, and he makes me laugh, and I make him laugh. He thinks I'm funny. But, I can go to him and ask him a serious question about something. I have. I mean, I've had delusions about stuff about work or been upset about something, and I'll walk to him and I go, hey, how do you feel about this? And he never takes sides. He'll never be like, well, they did this and you should really be pissed, or you should do that. He'll just go, man, and he'll tell you exactly what it is. If you're fucking up, he'll go, well, you fucked this up and here's why. And he'll tell you. He doesn't have any gumption he doesn't want to, he will not hold himself back ever. If you ask him something, he'll tell you. And he'll go, well, you asked. And I just admire it so much. And he's a guy who's always really at a perfect level. I've never seen him get mad. I've never seen him get upset. I've known him 2 years. And I don't know why I'm waxing eloquent about this fucking guy, but I mean, I would like to be more like him, because again, you would just go, he's a cook in a restaurant, but he's so much more than that. He's fucking Joe. You can't judge people by who they are and you can judge them by what they do. But you can't judge them by their occupation. Let's put it that way. And he's just a really great guy who happens to be super talented in that area, and that's where he makes his money. And good for him. So the email thing that I was going to talk about was people are writing me, and it seems a little weird to go into this now because I should have talked about this in the beginning of the fucking show. Oh fuck! And I forgot this because I got spun off on Joe. I'm a bouncer at work, essentially, so I'm doing it there too. I said I didn't want to be a bouncer anymore. I don't want to get hit anymore. I don't want bad things to happen anymore. I'm a bouncer at my house. Which is weird. It was my choice. All right, I got to say, this situation was created entirely by me. But fuck it. I decided I was going to do it, and I was going to run it out to the end, and it just... At my house, in my apartment complex, it's a security building, quote unquote. You know, there's the buzzer outside, and I've talked about this on previous episodes. There's a buzzer outside, and you can buzz people, and they'll let you in. But there is a door by the garage, you know, by the carport, and then there's a door in the front. And we had to pay $25 for special keys for those doors. And even if you let yourself in the carport, you need that same key gets you in the other doors. So there's like 4 security doors. You can't get in the building without one of those keys or without somebody letting you in or buzzing you in. Well, nobody has landlines anymore. I don't have a landline anymore. So when like the people would come to clean my house, I would say, call my cell. They call my cell. I come out and I have to let them in and walk into my apartment. All these young people in the building, well, you know, they don't have, because there's a ton of new people in the building. They have one key, but then they have their friends come over. So all night they'll prop the doors open. They'll prop the security doors open with, I mean, they use the Budweiser 24 pack to pop the front door, to keep the door open so people could join them at the pool. And like, if you're at the pool, I don't mind. But when you forget then to close the doors at 1:30 in the morning, yeah. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen. And again, is this me overreacting a little bit and being a grumpy old man and get off my lawn? A little bit of it is. But also, until the bad fucking thing happens and somebody because again, I should tell you, you've heard me tell stories about getting into my house. All I got to do is take the screen off my kitchen window and I climb into my house. I knocked a bunch of shit on the goddamn floor. It happened, but that, you know, whatever the fuck, I did it. All you need to do, like, is I like to sleep with my door open. I lock my fucking outside door. There's a metal screen door, and I lock that. And it's a real thick one. It's not like a flimsy. It's not even a screen door. It's a metal door.
It's a security door.
But the breeze comes through. So I like that, and I like leaving my fucking big window open. Well, that's just a screen on the window, and I've had to remove it to walk into my house before. Well, fuck. All it takes is one dude to fucking come into and open that screen and walk in and walk out with my laptop. You know what I mean? And when that happens, I got news for you. Everybody's getting murdered. I mean, then now the security doors, it'll be fucking Chaz Palminteri. It's like, now you can't leave, and I will fucking murder everybody in the apartment complex because they left the fucking doors open. So when the people prop the doors open, I always close them. Yep. Unless they're having a party at the pool. That's a totally different story. But I mean, at night, they'll use they bring rocks and they prop open the security doors on the side. They prop open, and I just fucking, every time I walk by, it's not like I decided, these kids, I just walk by, I kick the rocks. I like literally don't even think about it anymore. That door's closing. It's locked for a fucking reason, and I had to pay $25 for a fucking premium to make sure I can get in and out of this building. So fuck you. I'm sorry you don't have a landline. You can't let anybody in when they buzz, but you got to get off your fucking ass and walk down the stairs and let people in the building. So conversely, I will not let anybody in my building. Again, am I an old person who's like, get off my lawn? And I don't know, yeah, probably, but you don't live here. You're not getting in my fucking building. And also, that's also kind of weird because I don't know a fucking soul who lives in my building anymore. I know I got Lou the Racist bartender, I got Oscar upstairs, and I got Laura. We've lived there forever, but then everybody else is fucking new besides my managers. So I don't know any of these fucking people. I say hi to I think I've said hi to 200 different people in the past 2 months. I don't know if they're visitors or coming in or living there. I got no fucking clue. But I try to be as friendly as possible, and I know a face, but I've seen 200 individual different faces. So I don't know who the fuck these people are. But they find their way into my fucking apartment complex. And then, I'll be in there and people will be leaving at 2 in the morning. I'll see people walk in at 2 in the morning. I don't know who the fuck they are. So I just make sure my shit's locked down. But I also won't contribute to it by leaving the fucking doors unlocked. Yes, I'm a grandfather. Get over it. So a few days ago, I get home from the gym. And I'm fucking ripped, folks. Oh my God, I'm swole. This wasn't cardio day, this was lifting day, and I lift heavy weights. It's funny, I told John, my trainer, he had me doing a bunch of like fucking cardio plyometric bullshit when we first started working out. Doing planks and like reverse crunches. And I know that stuff's good for you. I know it is. But I told him, I go, dude, I want to lift heavy weights. Like I want to, because I mean, he'd have me doing weights and I'd be doing, you'd be doing reps of 15, 4 different sets of 15. And I'm like, dude, this is light. And he's like, yeah, but you're doing more of them. And I go, dude, I want to push fucking iron around. Fuck this. I'm in jail. Let's do some jail lifting. Let's just fucking lift some heavy goddamn weights. And he's like, yeah, but your back and your elbows and your shoulders. And I go, I don't care. If they give out, they give out, and who cares? Because I know they won't. That's the thing. I'm not ruining myself, but I want to walk out of there going, fuck yes. You know what I mean? I want to feel blood coursing through my veins. I want to feel like if I walked home and Mjolnir was propping open one of the security doors, I could just fucking lift it up and walk into my apartment complex. That's what I want to do. I want to lift heavy weights because I want to be really fucking strong, and I'd like to be cut and defined, and all that comes with cardio and lifting, but I just want to be fucking swole. You know that? I want to be fucking big, goddammit. I want to be vascular and yoked. Well, I'm halfway there, baby. I'm certainly vascular, but I'm not yet yoked. I must get yoked. So I want to lift heavy weights. So he's like, all right. So then I go to the gym and we're lifting heavy weights. We're doing curls and fucking, all this shit and reverses and tries and chest and all this stuff. And then, and doing legs. I told you I leg press like fucking 650 pounds, like 4 times or whatever. And it's fucking awesome. I love it. But again, it's like and you go, oh, feel them. Feel these legs. You want to feel these legs?
No.
God damn it, you should. I'm jealous of my hands right now because they get to hold on to my thighs. So I'm fucking swollen. So it's so I'm lifting heavy weights. So then the other day he's like, hey man, let's do some planks. And I'm like, oh man. He's like, what? And I go, why planks? And he goes, shut up, dude. And he goes, just do them. So and we did like 5 different 90-second planks, and I'm doing them. And afterwards I'm like, well, I'm glad I did them. And he's like, yeah, but you're always like, oh man, I want to lift heavy weights, bro. And you're just thinking, why do you want to be such a fucking meathead in the gym? And I'm like, I'm not a meathead. He goes, you are. I want to lift heavy weights, bro. I want to lift heavy weights, bro. And I go, well, because that's what I want to fucking do. And he goes, well, we're doing it. Shut up. And if I mix in a plank, do it. And I'm like, all right. But he had me do some other fucking terrible thing the other day. And again, I don't like anything in the gym that makes me look stupid. That's the problem. I don't want anything that makes me look silly. He took me to the bench press machine, not the free bar one, the fucking weird machine one. And I wasn't doing bench presses. He took the bench away and he goes, all right. And he goes, lay on the floor. And he had me grab the bar and pull myself up. And so basically doing pull-ups on the bar. But it just felt stupid and awkward because again, I'm still kind of fucking like I'm misshapen and all that. I was like, dude, I don't want to do this shit that looks fucking ridiculous. I just want to lift weights. He's like, man, you gotta listen to me. And I go, well, I'll do it. I go, but I'm going ahead and getting my objections on the record. He's like, you are an idiot, bro. I want to lift heavy weights, bro.
I like him.
John is the greatest. And you know what's even better about him? Like he's not on Facebook or Twitter. Like he doesn't care. He literally is just like, nah. He has a Facebook page, but he hasn't visited it since 2012 when he built it. He just doesn't care. He's like, I don't, why? What am I going to do? And I'm like, God damn, it's fucking genius. I think I check Facebook 100 times a day. I'm not even joking. Which also now everybody's like, hey, well then you should be more active on the 86 Jokers page. I know! But it's almost like this go-to shorthand. Like if I hit the head, like if I'm at a urinal, I'll pin it out, spin it, and go to Facebook, and then just put it back in my pocket. I go to Twitter and Facebook. If I'm in the car, I'll just at a stoplight.
You're not paying attention during the show. You check Twitter while you pee.
I know where my cock is. What the fuck do I got to pay attention to? I know where my cock is. I know where the urinal is. Boom, done. Actually, I got to be honest with you. I pull up my phone just to look at a cock photo so I know what to grab. So I said I got to use the urinal. Am I grabbing? What, should I grab my leg? Oh yeah, I should do it now. So I didn't even know how I get into that at the gym. Oh, because I didn't want to do awkward, like the weird. So I'm supposed to do the sort of stuff I'm supposed to do when I cardio. I lift heavy weights, and when I do cardio, I got to do planks and move all that shit in there. He told me whatever the fuck, who cares? So I get home from the gym and I'm fucking soaked too, which doesn't help. So I look fucking weird and scary. And I pull in, and I go to check my mail. Now I should tell you, I'm this guy now. I'm the guy who checks his mail twice a week. Maybe, because I know what it's going to be. It's literally going to just be sales papers and and creditors. That's what my mail consists of these days. So I know what it's going to be. So there's really nothing pressing. I may occasionally get a 78-cent check for being on Malcolm in the Middle, but I mean that happens kind of rarely. Or I'll get a $11 check for doing a voice on that Tim show on HBO, whatever the fuck I did. But those are few and far between. Most of the time, it's creditors with a fine offer for me to go ahead and help me negotiate my payment down or whatever the fuck. And it's just like, yeah, okay. I've played this game a million times. Or a sales paper. Or some local, like Dragon Chin or whatever the fuck, some fucking Chinese joint is like, hey, now we have noodles. Of course you do. Every Chinese place has noodles. This is not a selling point. Now noodles. We got noodles now. Of course you got noodles. If you didn't have noodles, you'd close up. You've had noodles from the beginning. Don't send me a fucking flyer that says now we have noodles. I've known you've had noodles. It didn't get me in the door then. It's not going to get me in now thinking they're new brand spanking new noodles. And I'll tell you what, you have not stepped up your noodle game. You have not changed the noodle game at all. You know what you did? You took your old noodles and you called them your new noodles. There's no such thing as new noodles. Noodles are noodles. They've been noodles since the fucking Ming Dynasty. They have not changed. Noodles are fucking long cylindrical things of starch, and if you eat them, you go, noodles, because you like noodles. But if you don't like noodles, or you do like noodles, you're not going to change my mind by saying you got new noodles. There's been no improvement in noodles. Dragon Chin?
Are they gluten-free?
Fuck, they changed the noodle game after all. I don't know. What do they do? You know what? Why am I mad at noodles? Who the fuck's angry at noodles? I'm not really mad at noodles as much as I'm mad at Dragon Chin. Noodles are fine, but I'm furious at Dragon Chin for stepping up their noodle game or trying to pretend that they did. Fuck you. Just make noodles and shut up. Quit sending me a thing to my house. You can cut your advertising budget by $1 million. I know you have noodles. Just fucking stop sending out flyers. If you say, you know what, I'd have more respect for you if you said, come try our noodles. That would indicate that you've had noodles for a long time and maybe you think I haven't tried them. Good for you. But to tell me you got new noodles? Nobody's got new noodles. Not even Mr. Noodle has new noodles.
Having worked in a noodle shop,
yes?
there are different kinds of noodles, and depending on where you buy them from, if you're a ramen person, you will not go to certain restaurants because their noodles are made from a certain company. And you will seek out other restaurants because they carry a certain brand of noodle.
Fuck all that.
Well,
all right, so
filtered water affects it. Altitude affects it. It's ridiculous.
I'm sure it does. Altitude. Oh my God. Well, you know what? I agree with you because I had noodles in Denver and they were so different than the noodles I had in Los Angeles. I flew to Denver specifically to have noodles. I said, oh, I must have noodles at altitude. I thought to myself, you know, these noodles are great at sea level. Oh my God, if I could just climb into the mountains and have noodles, my life would change. Can someone call a noodle Sherpa for me, please? So he can lead me up to the Matterhorn so I can have a bowl of soup and have my life changed? Fuck that. There is no such thing as a glorious mountain noodle.
How do you know?
Fuck, that is the name of my Chinese restaurant. Fuck you, Dragon Chin. Glorious mountain noodle? That's it. No, and not even noodles. No, fuck plural. You get one. That's how you change the noodle game. You don't serve a bowl of noodles. You serve one giant fucking noodle. You ever see those super rope Twizzlers? Because Twizzlers are small, but then they came along with the super rope that's fucking thick. Dude, I would serve one giant fucking noodle. Fuck noodles. No plural. That's it. Go at Glorious Mountain Noodle, you get one. And it is fucking as big as a fire hose. Cha, fucking suck it down.
Glorious Mountain Noodle does not sound like a food restaurant.
Bullshit. I will change it. Everybody will know. They will associate it there. Glorious Mountain Noodle, you get one fucking fire hose size noodle. Just a big ass fucking chunk on your plate. Ha ha, yeah. I'm going to Chinatown tonight to scour for recipes. Preferably after midnight. And I will have a midget with diapers come out and serve them. Until Superman tricks him into quitting. You dick! I finally find a midget with diapers who can serve my glorious mountain noodle, and Superman comes along and tricks him into quitting. You're a jagoff, fake Clark Kent. So I'm at my house. And I'm swole from being at the gym. You know, and I will be honest with you, I'm actually yoked that morning. When I come out of the gym, I'm yoked. I don't stay yoked. I stay vascular, but I do not stay yoked. I want to be permanently yoked. Because I love, again, that was the goal. Remember I said I wanted to be vascular and yoked. That's the whole fucking thing. And I even told John that. I go, dude, I want to be vascular and yoked. Well, do I? I'm so vascular. You know what? Look at my arm right there. You see those veins? What does it look like?
Veins.
Looks like noodles. Oh, yeah, I got a fucking forearm full of noodles, hard noodles. So I come home from the gym, and I'm soaked and yoked. And also I'm vascular. And I walk in, and I check my mail twice a week, and it's time to check it. It's a Saturday morning. So I emerge from my car, and I stomp into my apartment complex. And you can just hear the foreboding as I'm literally right from the gym. Oh yeah. I'm just violence in a torn black shirt. And I come walking in, and and I'm like, well, I better check my mail. So I go and I curl around my pool. I have a pool, folks. You know what? I don't use that pool ever. It's the dumbest thing in the world. I told Jill all the time. I'm like, you know, I should just come home from the gym and jump in it. Like, I mean, I'm already fucking half wet anyway. I'm soaked. So jump in and just leave a fucking slick behind you. You want to talk about homeless dudes leaving chemtrails? I'll leave it just a big fucking Schmidt slick in the goddamn pool as I swim around. That'll be awesome. Just a whole puddle of Mike right in the goddamn center of the deep end. Yes. But yeah, I could, and that could be some cardio. I could just fucking swim back and forth and do all that nonsense. But I hate swimming without a Polo Marco, dude. I gotta have a friend. Nobody wants to swim alone. And then it's a business. I like fun. The pool is for fun. It's not for business. Unless I had a trainer who was training me in there, that'd be different. But I mean, you got to do it by yourself. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do anything by myself, man. I just don't. You know, conversely, I want to do everything by myself. That's all I want. I don't want to talk to another soul the rest of my fucking life. Pat had a 4th of July party and I couldn't go. I was so bummed. And then I was like, I had a tough Saturday. It was fucked. I had to work and a bunch of shit was going on. And I'm like, all right. So I texted him after work and I'm like, hey man, you know, it's still going on? It was like 6 o'clock or 6:15. And he just goes, he's like, yeah, but the only people here are people you don't know. But I'll make you some food, though. And I should have just gone to meet a bunch of people I didn't know. But instead I went, nah, no, you know, I'll come next year. I actually texted that to him. I go, I'll be there next year. And he laughed. He's like, oh, fine. Well, we'll be ready for you next year. And then I just fucking turned my phone off. I was like, the hell with it. Because that was that was my Hail Mary for Saturday on the 4th of July. And then I just sat at my house and listened to fireworks. Fireworks. I couldn't even get the word out. So I come home from the gym, and this is 4th of July before I went to work. So it's early. You know, I mean, I had to be in the gym at fucking like 7:30 because I had to be at work by 10:30. So I get home and I go to check my mail, and there's a dude outside the gate. And he's got his cell phone, and I know exactly what he's doing. He's calling somebody in the house to let him in. So I get my mail, and I don't even make eye contact because I fucking know what's going to happen. And I've done this with pizza delivery guys. I'll tell you what I've done. I grab my mail, and I turn around, I go to walk away, and he goes, sir? And I knew. And he goes, sir? And I turn around. And he goes, hey, can you let me in? And again, I've had this happen with pizza delivery guys. I've had it delivered with UPS guys. I've had it done with everybody. And if they look like they belong there, I will go and open the door. But I will say to them, where are you going? And they'll go, well, I'm going to apartment 6 or apartment 15. And I go, okay, well, I'm going to come with you just to make sure you're supposed to be here. And they go, okay. They think it's weird, but I've seen enough murder shows that I'm not going to let some dude in the apartment complex. Because again, I also have enough bill dudes who were stalking me for the longest time that I don't want them to let some fucking creditor in, because I got served once. That's how I got my divorce papers. Someone let somebody in the building and they came up to me and I didn't know who the fuck they were. And she knocked on the door and handed them to me. And I just was like, oh, I've been served with divorce papers. Like, I don't know how she got in because somebody fucking let her in. Well, fuck that, dude. Yep. So if I let somebody in, I'm going to follow them, man. I'm going to go ahead and find out exactly where they're at. So I said, all right, well, and he's a young kid. He's probably 22. And I go, well, I go, cool. I go, I'll let you in. I go, where are you heading? And he goes, well, I'm just going right here. My girlfriend lives in apartment 1. I said, okay. I go, why? She won't come out? And he goes, well, I think she's sleeping. I said, okay. I go, well, I'm going to hang out with you to make sure you're supposed to be here. He goes, why? I go, well, because you don't live here, right? He goes, no. And I go, well, I do. And it's a security building. So I go, look, I'm not the boss and I'm not a bouncer. I'm not a fucking security guy, but I don't feel right letting people into my building if they don't live here. So I'll just make sure that she's cool with you. He's like, okay, cool. So he comes in and I go, well, and he's standing there. And I go, well, are you going to knock on the door? And he goes, no, I think she's asleep. I go, okay, so what are you going to do? He goes, well, I'm just going to wait. She'll wake up, and I've called and left some messages. And I go, dude, I'm not going to stand here all day. And he goes, well, you don't have to stand here. It's fine. He goes, I'm in. He goes, it's fine. And he gives me her name, and he goes, she's my girlfriend. I go, I'm not letting you stay here. I go, now it's weird. And I even said that out loud. I go, well, look, now it's weird. I go, because I let you in because you said you were calling her and she knew you were here. I go, but you won't knock on the door? I go, that's kind of funky. I go, so why don't you knock on the door? He goes, well, no, I don't want to wake her up. And I go, no, you were calling her to wake her up. And he goes, yeah. And so now I've left voicemail. So now I'll tell her that I'm in the courtyard and she can come let me in when she wakes up. And I go, no, you don't get to wait in my building for somebody. I don't even know if you know this person. I don't even know this person. Now I've let you in. I'm responsible for you now. And I laughed. And he just goes, oh. And I go, so just go ahead and knock on the door. He goes, well, I don't want to knock on the door. He goes, I'll call her. So he calls her again. And I hear the phone. And he goes, see, you hear her phone, that's her. I go, great. He goes, so you know that I'm her boyfriend. That's fine. You can just go. It's fine. And I go, dude, now this is bad. I said, yeah, you're calling her. And I hear that's her phone. I don't hear her saying it's okay for you to come in. I go, I'll tell you what, why don't you just get out? And he goes, what? I go, you can just leave the building. And he goes, no, I'm her boyfriend. I go, I don't care. I don't know who she is. I don't know who you are. I'm not leaving you in my fucking building. And now I'm getting pissed. And I'm probably fucking a little amped up from the gym. But you know what I'm more mad at? That he thinks I'm a fool. That's what makes me more fucking angry than anything else. That he thinks I'm a dumbass who's just going to go, oh, duh, well, okay. I mean, I don't know who the fuck you are. I don't know who she is. I don't know your history with her. I don't know what the fuck you're doing here. Yep. And so I start to get a little pissed off. And I'm like, dude, look, either knock on the door or you're leaving. And he's like, well, I'm not leaving. I go, well, then knock on the door. Or I'll knock on the fucking door. And he goes, well, I don't even know why you're getting involved. And he starts to get shitty to me. And I go, dude, you don't want to do this. I go, I didn't even need to let you in the fucking building. And now I'm swearing. I'm like, I'm me. Yeah. I show up. Because before I was all like, I was sheepish about it. Because again, I'm not security for the fucking building. I'm not supposed to walk a guy around and take him to fucking doors. And I don't escort people. I'm not a fucking pizza delivery guy bodyguard. I lived there, motherfucker. But I've lived there for almost 20 years. And I'm kind of the fucking Yoda of the building. You got to get past me to get into the fucking Dagobah and get your training done, motherfucker. You got to get past me if you want to be a Jedi. Because I'm not fucking letting anybody just go for free. So I look at him and I go, all right, now this is fucking awkward. I go, so you knock or I'll knock. And he goes, I'm not going to knock, but here. And the bedroom window was open. And he leans over and he says her name. And he's like, hey. And he starts tapping on the screen. He goes, it's me. Let me in. And she says, go away. And he goes, come on, don't be like that. And she goes, I told you I didn't want you to come over. You're not, after last night, no, go away. And I'm standing there and I hear this. And he goes, come on, let me in. And she goes, you've been calling all morning. You're not getting in after last night. Go away. Closes her bedroom window. So he looks at me and he goes, it's fine. And I go, it's not fine. You need to go. And he goes, it's fine. She's just, we had a little disagreement last night. I go, right. You don't even belong in the fucking building. And if she doesn't want you in here, you need to go. And he goes, well, I'm not going. And I said, well, I will remove you if you don't fucking go. And he goes, what, are you going to call the cops? I said, no, I'll fucking take you out of here. And I walked up to him and I got an inch from his, and I don't even know, I don't want to hit anybody. It's not my job. But I got right in his face. And I was in no mood on Saturday anyway.
Yeah.
But I had just come from the gym and I was sweaty and I walked right up to him and I got right in his face and I go, you need to fucking go now. He goes, I thought you weren't security. I thought you didn't fucking work here. I go, no, but I live here and you don't. Get the fuck out. And he goes, well, I'm not going. I said, all right. And I fucking grabbed him by the sweatshirt. He had a blue sweatshirt on. I grabbed the front of his shirt and he goes, what the fuck are you doing? And I spun him around and I put him in a fucking, I ejected him from the club that is my apartment building. I threw him, I fucking spun him around. I grabbed him around the throat and I put my, and I chicken winged him and I walked him to the front fucking gate and I leaned all my weight against him on the gate and I said, open the door, because my hands were busy. Yeah. And he reached down and he opened it and I shoved him outside. And I closed the fucking door. He goes, man, you motherfucker, you put your fucking hands on me? I can't believe you fucking put your hands on me. And I go, I told you to fucking leave. Have a good day. It's exactly what I would do at the club. It's exactly what I did at the fucking House of Blues. And I would just say, enjoy your night. But instead I had to say, have a good day, because he wasn't fucking nighttime. It's 8:30 in the fucking morning. And I put this guy in the street. And again, he didn't fight back. Probably because he was so fucking astonished that this old man grabbed him and dragged him out of the fucking building. Because, I mean, people don't expect that. They expect you to stand down. They expect you to just go, well, I don't want to get involved. But dude, again, I don't even know this fucking girl. I don't know anything about her. But she's like, go away and closes the window. That's a message. And now I'm telling you to get out. And again, I overcompensated. I should not have put my hands on the fucking guy. Absolutely not. And I should have never been involved. But I let him in the building. So now he was my responsibility. So now I had to remove him from the building. I had to remove him. Yep. I had to. So he's outside. He's fucking swearing at me. And I just said, have a good day. I turned around and walked in. Went into my house. Grabbed a fucking shower. Flexed. And then fucking I went to work. But I don't want to be a fucking bouncer. I already was a bouncer. All right. I got punched. I was bleeding. I made other guys bleed. I'm done with that, right? I'm old, man. I can't be this fucking guy who returns to it. Because, I mean, there's a bunch of young dudes out there just waiting to fucking tune me up. I know one who's probably still pacing outside of my fucking apartment building. But in a larger context, I don't want to be a bouncer because I'm tired of being the guy who says no. I don't want to be the arbiter. I'm spending my life trying to get back into the club. I don't want to be the guy who keeps people out of the goddamn club, because I got news for you. The guy who keeps people out of the club, he never gets into the club ever. I want to be in the fucking club. I don't want to be standing outside in my black t-shirt and holding a fucking list. Although I'll tell you what, if I did have a list, all of your names would be on it. Certainly, please know that if you get to the head of the line and you see me standing there holding the list, I am just going to step aside and let you right in. But I don't want to be that guy, man. I want to be in the club. I don't want to be keeping people from getting inside the club, but it looks like that's my lot in life. And look, I chose it, guaranteed. I made myself that guy at my house. I didn't have to fucking be that guy, but it just kind of kicked in. And I told you I vibrate around fucking physical stuff. I vibrate around shit like that. And that dude, he probably freaked the fuck out when I grabbed him and dragged him out, because he never even fought back. When we got to the door, I pushed him up against the door and I'm like, open the door, and he opened it, and I kind of kneed him in the back of his knee, so his knee gave a little so I could shove him outside. It's just all tricks and bullshit, and I got him outside and the door closed, and he's fucking swearing at me and yelling, and probably more because he was shocked that somebody would grab him, some old grandfather would grab him and throw him out of the fucking building. But man, I don't want to be that fucking dude. I'm not the arbiter. I don't even know this fucking chick. Maybe I don't know what the fuck went on between them, but he shouldn't be in my goddamn building, right? I keep trying to justify it to myself, but I know I was wrong. I say I don't want to be a fucking bouncer, and yet I made myself a fucking bouncer in that situation. And it looks like that's where it's going. I said I don't want to be a bouncer, and I'm throwing homeless guys, and I'm guarding doors, and I'm throwing people out of my apartment complex, dudes. It's my destiny. It's my goddamn destiny. There's really only one way to save me from being a bouncer, and I'm counting on all of you. Someone, please, step up to the forefront. One of you, please, trick me into saying my name backwards so I can go back to the fifth dimension. Please, will you do that for me? I will put on my derby and my diapers, and I will disappear forever. You guys can get me at MikeandMikeSchmidtComedy.com. You guys can be my friend at Facebook.com/the40yearoldboy. You can follow me at Twitter.com/the40yearoldboy. Our great friend David Hernandez does all of the artwork and the music for this show, and he's been making some movies for some of the spots. Not this week. There'll be no movie. He has hung up his director's hat just for this week. Who knows what next week will bring. But he had his painting hat on this week. He's done a lot of creating. And if you go to artbydmh.com, that's artbydmh.com, he has some brand new oil work featuring Heath Ledger's Joker, and they are unbelievable images. He actually kept one for himself, and he's hanging it up in his studio. But the others are for sale at artbydmh.com. That's artbydmh.com. Go ahead and check out his line of Guycons. Check out the Heath Ledger Joker collection series. And if you have something in mind that you want done custom, and you'd like to comment to him, you can get him at facebook.com/David Mex Hernandez, or you can write him at, I think it's David at artbydmh.com. If you go to artbydmh.com, you can find a contact information on there. But I know if you go to facebook.com/David Mex Hernandez, you can write him on there. And you want to negotiate a purchase through for Art by DMH, or if you just want to tell him he's doing a great job at the fucking music and the movies and all the cool stuff that he's done for the show, because he is truly a Renaissance man and my great friend, please contact him and let him know that he's the best. We'd appreciate it. Our friend Ryan Dirks does all of our web stuff for this show. You can get him at facebook.com/Ryan Dirks, and also at littleprofiles.ryandirks.com. Littlepeople-Ryan Dirks /BuzzFeed-clickbait.com. I don't know. You'll find him. Go to the Facebook one. That's probably your best bet. Go ahead and find him there. And my friend, my pal, my sidekick, my compatriot, with her feet up and her hair down. My great friend Lily Von Stupp is the producer of this show, ostensibly. She's a lot more of a sidekick these days than a producer, but that's okay. She gets me through, and I don't see the blue lines, and that's the important part. You can find her at facebook.com/Lily Von Stupp. You can find her at twitter.com, several different Twitter handles, twitter.com/Lily Von Stupp, twitter.com/HollywoodBQFest, and twitter.com/MNTs. But if you'd like to write her a personal note and find out how she's dealing with not being able to push Eddie's nose every night before she goes to sleep and hear that lovable honk, you can write her at Lily at burlesque411.com. That's Lily, Lili, at burlesque411.com.
You're listening to The 40-Year-Old Boy, and later, The Velvet Rope. Big James and Chewy want your IDs out and your metal items in the bowl.
I heard I got fucking crazy last night.
Dude, daily double for the kid. Daily double.
You pulled off a daily double.
Oh, yeah.
The fucking night I'm not here.
Yep.
You get blown and you choke a guy out?
Dude, I ranger choked this guy, and then his girlfriend blows me.
You ranger choked the guy? That's fucking... Wait a minute. You fucking ranger choked the guy and his girlfriend blew you?
Dude, my dick was already hard from the choke.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. The Velvet Rope on the Mike Schmidt Podcasting Network.
Fucking ranger.
Want to remind you folks about the Monday Night Teas every Monday night at the 3 Clubs on Vine at Santa Monica. An amazing show last night. I was told I was not in attendance, but you know who told me that, of course. I will look, there's scuttlebutt on the street, certainly, and you hear it in the air. You hear it all over the place in Los Angeles. A lot of gossip, a lot of back and forth, a lot of ping pong, a lot of tennis, a lot of verbal tennis. People talking about the Monday Night Teas. Tuesday morning quarterbacking, they call it. Actually, no, they call it Tuesday morning piggybacking. That's how they call the describing of the burlesque show from Monday night. The greatest burlesque show in the history of Los Angeles, the most unbelievable running event in the Southland today. And I happen to know the producer of that show. She's a great friend, and she's very close by me right now. She's very close by me right now, so let me ask her a question. Hey, Lily Von Stupp, how are you?
I am good, Michael. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. That was a lot of build-up for just I am good, but that's fine. I didn't expect you to do a cartwheel or anything, I suppose. Can you do a cartwheel?
Yes.
You can do one now, even?
Yes. I shouldn't, but I can.
What's a round off? That's the thing where you don't put your legs over your head. Like you do a cartwheel, but with your legs kind of support. It's just like,
No,
basically it's a Down syndrome cartwheel.
You don't go 1, 2, 3, 4. You go 1, 2, and then you land on 2 feet.
Yeah, but you don't, your feet don't ever go in the air like a cartwheel. Cartwheel's like, no, a round off is just like, like I said, it's the Down syndrome version of a cartwheel.
No, it's not.
Pretty close. Well, I can't do either. So I guess it's neither here nor there. Because I'm a fat guy. Fat guys can't do that sort of stuff. I always wanted to when I was a kid. I wonder if I could do it, but I mean, that thing, I can do handstands in the pool.
Still?
Yes.
How do you know this?
I did them Thursday.
But you don't go in your pool.
I went in the pool last Thursday.
Oh.
And I did a couple of handstands.
Did you do a cartwheel in the pool?
Nah. Not enough momentum.
Did you do a round off?
No, I'm incapable of a round off. I don't have Down syndrome.
You're weird.
So the show last night I heard was amazing. It was a real good show, and it was there was widely attended, and you were involved, and you were hosting
I was.
and dancing.
I did.
Danced and hosted. And who else were on the show last night?
Bunches of people. You should have been there.
I should have. Clearly, it was the thing to do.
I invited you, and you didn't come because you're a dick.
Well, that's part of it. No, I was home last night, and then I got 11 hours of sleep. I think I talked about that earlier, right?
Yeah, I know. You were more concerned with sleeping than seeing. 19 boobs.
Not only 19? Only one person brought out one? Or did you have, did someone, you know what? Somebody's boobed it a round off, didn't they? No, last night, here's what I did last night.
Showed one of mine.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll work. I was home, and then I was hungry around, it was, because your show's at 10.
Yes.
And in my head, I'm like, I might actually do that. I might go to the tees tonight. That sounds like a fun thing to do. I don't know. Because yesterday was laundry day, and there was 8 loads of that to do. And then cleaning in my house and answering some emails, which I'll get to in just a second. Yes?
How many times do you do laundry a month?
Once or twice.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the key thing is there were 3 sets of sheets to wash. So, and then...
You own 3 sets of sheets?
I own 5 sets of sheets, sister. But they all need to be discarded. And also I sleep on a fucking pool toy, so it's not like they fit very well. What? You had a question?
I don't own 5 sets of sheets.
Well, yeah.
I'm a fucking domestic goddess.
Right, well, step back. I have 5 sets of sheets.
I own 1 pair of sheets.
But my sheets are ancient. I need all new sheets. I need all new everything. I need a fucking bed is what I need. Because like I said, I sleep on a pool toy. And it doesn't give at all. So, it's just aggressively bad.
Does it still have a bump?
No, that was the one you gave us.
Okay, so
That was the one. No, you gave me that. That one got thrown out a million years ago. Now this is one I bought, and it's nice. It's the best one you could buy when I bought it. But it's a balloon. You're sleeping on a fucking giant condom. I mean, and it's okay, but it's not a bed. Beds are fucking awesome. So I need to get a bed. But yeah, so I had 3 sets of sheets to wash, along with towels and rugs and all sorts. I had a bunch of laundry to do.
You had to wash your rugs?
Well, I have a bathroom throw rug that needs to get washed. It's what I step out of onto
How
the
often
shower.
do you wash it?
Whenever I wash clothes. So like once every 2 weeks.
Interesting.
Yeah. So again, I'll use a towel for a week, and then I'll throw that up, and then I'll use another towel for a week, and I use dish towels, and I have hand towels that I use, for when I wash my hands. And then I've got all sorts of clothes, and also I wear a different shirt every day. So I mean, that'll be 14 shirts that I have to wash, in addition to 3 pairs of jeans and all the socks, and underwear. Pardon me?
Do you wear more than 1 shirt a day sometimes? If it's really hot, Eddie will wear 2 shirts a day.
If I get nasty, I will, but very rarely. I work out in workout clothes, so I have to, those
So
are
you have
separate
those extra
then.
shirts.
Yeah.
So sometimes you could have twice as many.
Exactly. And also when I do cardio, fuck it. You can wring my fucking shirt out. You literally have to peel it off me. So I have a team that come in and they do that, like NASCAR. They fucking peel the shirt off and they have to wring it out and go wash it. So I got plenty of stuff. This is a lot of laundry talk for no reason. I mean, honestly.
Laundry talk. Mike and Lily.
Coming up in the next hour, we're going to find out where that sock went. So the show was amazing. You had a ton of girls and 19 boobs.
Weirdly enough, we had 2 washer acts.
That sounds ridiculous, but I can't believe I didn't go on laundry day. So anyway, I got hungry. That's what I was telling you. I finished laundry and stuff, and I'm in my house, and I hadn't had the TV on all day, and I'm like, well, I'm going to turn the TV on, and here's what I watch. I watch Cake Wars, and I watched New Scandinavian Cooking, which is a show that I fucking love because they make such weird food, but it's awesome. Like yesterday, he made these, like the Norwegian version of a taco, and it was this flatbread they make with sour milk. And then he made like lamb belly, and then he added like caraway. I mean, like all these funky, weird spices and shit. But I'm just like, God damn, I want to eat all of it, even though it's like fucking garbage. But also the host is real mellow, and they have this like new agey soundtrack, and he cooks in a field of reeds. I mean, it's just amazing. Yeah, you're making a face.
Has he ever been on Cake Wars? How does Norwegian do in the Cake Wars?
I'm sure he'd do fantastic. He'd do very well. Yesterday he made pancakes and gave them away to travelers at a train station. And his pancakes had like bicarbonate of soda in it, and he would flip them over, and they totally like swell up. And then he put lingonberries and blueberries and cloudberries. So good.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like IKEA has a TV show.
And I would watch it devastatedly. Are you kidding me? To get myself a big plate of Google form? I mean, I would be in. And he actually made Google form yesterday, and it was delicious with shrimp. So he's amazing. Andreas Vistad is his name. And what this will make you laugh. There's a woman who hosts. I can't watch it. When she's on, I can't watch it. She's infinitely more attractive than Andreas Vistad. And she'll be like swimming and she'll have a bikini on and she's like, oh, and now I'm going to make a lamb belly. And you're like, hooray. But then I can't watch her because she's just not like him. He's making fucking fish on a hot stone. Oh my God. He made a shrimp sandwich with like, he took a sour cream and he mixed dill and caraway and like he made there was like a ground up kale. So it like turned to sour cream.
Sounds good to me.
I know. It sounds awful, doesn't it? But I love watching it.
Wow.
Because I think I would eat it.
Let's watch shit I won't eat.
He grinds up like dried anchovies and he uses them as a seasoning. And they'll use fucking herring. They use a ton of herring. He influenced me to buy something because I buy all this Greek yogurt, you know. But he uses something that it's a product from there called Quark, and it's like he goes, it's kind of like a yogurt, but also like a sour cream, but it's sweet, but it's thick. And he said it's a little like Greek yogurt, but not quite. So I'm like, whatever the fuck. But it made me laugh because he uses it in so many dessert recipes. I'm in fucking Whole Foods. Just walking, and I look, and I went, because I was on a hunt for Faye and like different yogurts, and they had fucking Quark from Norway, and I'm like, done. I bought the Quark and I brought it home, and oh, it was awful, but who cares? It was genius. I had to have the Quark.
Well, you didn't have any lingonberries, so of course it sucked.
God damn, I should have thrown some in. God, I love lingonberry. We have lingonberry mustard at our work. That's what goes on our hamburgers.
Sounds awful.
It's so delicious. See, what Quark's got me anyway, even if I hadn't seen the show, because I'll be honest, if you got a Q in you, I'm eating you. That's it. That's all I need. If you got a Q in you, I'm eating you, man. If there's a Q in your name, I'm totally wolfing you down.
Why?
Quince, done. I'm eating it.
Why?
Quisp, cereal, I'm done. Tearing it apart. I'll eat the whole box. Quark, absolutely. It sounds like I'm eating science. I fucking love it. Dude, I totally want to eat science. Quark, Quisp, Quince, I will eat it. If you got a Q in you, I'm eating you. That should be the name of the fucking show. I don't think it's too long, though. If you got a Q in you, I'm eating you. All right, so, folks.
Name that the show.
So last night, I'm in my house, and I'm like, I'm going to watch, because I hadn't had the TV on all day, and I'm going to go, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and watch Cake Wars, and I'm going to watch New Scandinavian Cooking. But, of course, I cannot do that without dinner. I must be eating, so I match the television. Willie and Ethel style. So I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and grab myself a burrito. I went to go get a burrito because usually when I'm off, you know, I usually eat work at work. I don't eat work at work. I eat stuff at work. But when I'm home, I only have a few choices. Like I'll go get tacos, breakfast tacos from my taco joint, or I'll go get a sandwich from Gelson's, which is delicious. Or I'll get sometimes if I'm super lazy, I'll get a Pizza Hut pizza because it is, I think it's 411 steps from my house. So, I mean, why not, right? But I hate walking home with a pizza. It's terrible. Walking home with a pizza is depressing. Then you just look weird. You know what I mean? You're just like walking the streets with a pizza. You know what? It's like a rich homeless person. That's what, because he would be walking the streets with a pizza. But then you would open it up and he'd have like a ferret in there and he'd be feeding it seeds. That's how they fucking work it. There's never a pizza in a homeless guy's pizza box. It's always a pet. So I wanted a burrito, man. I said, I'm going to get a burrito. I call it 2 words, burrito. And I went over, and here's the thing. They have breakfast tacos at my taco joint, right? They're new. I think they're only for the month of July. But it's eggs, bacon, onions, and potatoes sauteed. And then they serve it on homemade corn tortillas. And then they have like organic rice, and you can get avocado, or you can't get avocado, you can only get guacamole, which I don't care for, quite frankly, because their guacamole doesn't have much flavor. But I love the breakfast tacos. So I went there last night, and this is I'm an idiot. Breakfast tacos are $2.75 each. But they're having Taco Tuesday for like the month of July, or something like that, or month of June, I think it was. So it was $2 a taco. And I'm like, hey, dude, can I get breakfast tacos for $2? I did this last week, and they're like, no, those are a special, so they're $2.75. I'm like, what the So I could get carnitas tacos for $2, but egg and bacon is going to cost me $2.75. Whatever. I don't give a fuck because that's what I wanted. So last night I went over there and I'm like, hey, can I get breakfast taco stuff in a burrito? She goes, no, it's only a special. I go, seriously? She goes, well, if you wanted to make like a breakfast burrito, but you wanted to add potato and bacon to it, you could do that. I go, done. Fuck yeah. What is even the question? Like, why wouldn't you just say yes? Go ahead and make what I'm asking for. I'm telling you. So she goes, all right, so potato filling. And I go, yeah, and I want the honey chipotle salsa. She goes, great. And it comes with rice and organic beans and all that. And it's a fucking burrito. I'm like, perfect. She rings it up. It's like $11. I went, wait a minute, what? She goes, yeah, it's $10.80. I said, but breakfast burrito's $5.75. She She goes, yeah, but potato filling is $3 and bacon is $2. And I'm like, what the fuck? Potato filling is $3? I can get a potato for 9 cents. You gotta be fucking joking. What, I don't, look, potato's 9 cents. Whatever your filling is, your generic filling, there's no way that's worth another $2.91, but whatever. And at that time it was ordered, and I would have felt stupid because I demanded, wanting, it was like it was my special request. So if you make a special request, just shut the fuck up, greasy wheel, because you know what? Pay for what you fucking asked for, like a goddamn Vandenberg or a Winklevoss or a, I couldn't think of, what's the rich person's name that everybody says? I can't even believe it. What's the go-to rich name? A Vanderslyke? A Vandensloot?
Vanderbilt.
The Vanderbilts. All right, there you go. Jesus Christ, how could I not pull that? Rockefeller. That's the fucking name I wanted. You know, the Rockefellers are notorious for their hatred of Mexican food. I'm glad I couldn't think of them.
Well, you didn't want to use Trump.
No. Well, I said rich guys. Fucking Donald Trump. What a stroke. What a ridiculous. You know what? And I don't even blame him because he's just a walking fucking carnival sideshow. Like in the 20s, he'd be in a pit like Alligator Boy and people would laugh. But you know what I blame? I blame any mainstream media that gives him 1 ounce of fucking credit or any sort of coverage in any way like he's serious about running this country or being fucking president. What a fucking joke. He is truly the apex of reality television and reality coming together. Because I don't know if he's deluded enough to think. He's not. He doesn't want to be fucking president. He wants all the bullshit and circuses and stuff that come with it, and he wants to make a bunch of noise and get a lot of fucking attention, and then he'll get these fucking mouth-breathing hillbillies who support him. And I'll tell you what, if you, because I'm so, on Facebook, there was a guy, and this, you'll laugh at this, there was a dude who kept going, you know, I haven't heard one thing yet that Donald Trump has said that I disagreed with. And I wanted to go, well, then you, my friend, need to buy a shotgun and take 2 of those shells and call me from heaven in the fucking morning, because you are a dumb fuck. And he's like, well, and I love those people on Facebook who will post shit and they'll be like, and then you'll call them out and go, hey, this is racist, dude. Like, this is the same dude kept posting stuff about white lives matter and Ferguson protesters were paid to be there. And I, you know what's funny? I swallowed all that shit. It would come at my feed and I just roll my eyes because I don't want to just surround myself with people who think like me. I don't want to be that insular dude. And also I got a ton of friends just from the show that I don't even know, I've never met. And if that's how they think, that's how they think. There's nothing I can do about it. And I'm not going to censor anybody. I'm certainly not going to fight with ghosts. So post your dumb nonsense. But then he'll do that and people will call him out on his racism and he'll go, hey, I'm just asking questions. You know, I didn't go ahead and say that I believe in all this. I'm just asking questions. Get the fuck out of here. I got a question for you. What the fuck? Who do you think you're fooling? That's my question for you. Who do you think you're fooling with your fucking thinly veiled racism and garbage, and you're trying to trick people into fucking fighting with you and pretending that you're not agreeing with these idiots? Please. Fucking please. So he posts all that shit about Ferguson and about Baltimore and savages and thugs and all this bullshit. And, oh, you know, well, we got to support our police. And look, I don't care. However you feel about that, good for you. Feel that way. I'm not here to tell you you're wrong. I'm not here to fight with you. I don't fight with ghosts. Go ahead and align yourself, because I got cops who listen to this fucking show and they write me and they were cool. I've met them. They're great guys. And they're doing a fucking job I would never fucking do. Well, unless you're in my fucking apartment complex and you're not supposed to be. I guess then I'd do it. Dumb fuck. Seriously, I'm not all cops are bad, and I'm not all blacks are savages, and I'm not any of those fucking guys. Nobody, no all is anything. All right? I think I can just bring it back to this particular concept and we should all run with it. If you got a Q in you, I'm eating you. That's it. That's what we can all agree on. But seriously, I'm not casting a broad brush or spraying anybody. Fuck, if you believe that what Donald Trump is saying is right, then I think you should fucking take the pipe. But I mean, good for you if that's what you want. But also recognize that you're supporting a fucking charlatan and a clown who has no interest in running this country or making it better. All he wants to do is get his name out there and get more fucking fame. That's it. All he's doing is trying to trade up for one more high-class piece of pussy before he fucking dies. That's the only thing this motherfucker wants to do. He wants to continue spinning his shells and not letting you pick the one with the ball underneath, because that'll mean the fucking game is over. Fuck that guy. So that dude keeps posting Trump is this, I'm just asking questions, all this shit. And I let it go until he posts this thing on Facebook, and he shared a post from some waitress who took a picture, and she had a guy who had a tab for $117.83. And the person tipped, or no, it was $118.73, I think. And the guy tipped $1.27 to make it $120. And she wrote, you just cost me money, and here's why. Because I have to split money with busboys. We all pooled our tips. Well, it was a long thing. And he shared it with the caption, boo-hoo. If you get a big boy job and a real job in the real world, you won't have to rely on the kindness of strangers. And that was when I went, you know what? I'm finished with this guy. That was the thing. All the racism, all the Trump, everything else, I was like, whatever. This guy's a dumb fuck, but who fucking cares? But that was the one that made me leave because it hit me. Everybody has their spot. Everybody's got their thing, and that hit me right in the fucking heart. I'm like, boo-hoo, get a big boy job? You got to be fucking kidding me. You don't find fault with the cocksucker who tipped $1.27 because that's an effort, motherfucker. Yeah. You tip $1.27. You made a fucking effort to be a cunt. That's what you wanted to be. That's what you aspired to be. And you were. You were a fucking gash about it. And that's exactly what you did. So don't pretend that guy's fucking without blame. And look, give me all your bullshit about, oh, well, maybe she did a bad job. Maybe she did this. Maybe she did that. Fine. Maybe she did that. Maybe she did this. You know what you do? You tip appropriately and you talk to the manager and you fucking tell her about it. Because fuck, man, there's no, unless anything short of her dumping a bowl of soup on your fucking crazy twisted up hair. Why did I make Trump the customer? That's funny. But still, man, if you tip $1.27, you're making an effort to be a fucking cunt. And that's all you wanted. So don't fucking side with that guy, please, please. Because I've been in restaurants and I've gotten shitty service, and you know what I've done? I tip 10% instead of 20, and I'll make it verbal. I'll talk about it. Dude, I got a waitress fired at a Denny's by year 2, whatever the fuck that was. I was with your ex-husband at a fucking restaurant, and I fucking almost got a guy fired. It was like, dude, what the fuck, man? Leave me alone. Put my waffle down. There's no Q in this waffle. I'm not eating it.
What if it was a quaffle?
In.
What's your stance on women named Quinn?
Haven't met one yet. Actually, I have. Actually, my friend's daughter's named Quinn. So let's put it this way. My stance on women named Quinn are I'm hoping that they all grow up to be wonderful young women and enjoy their future husbands and have a terrific life. There you go. That's what I'm saying. Now, Raquel, let's fucking talk. So... what the fuck? Where are we? Oh, Monday Night Teas. Are we still talking about that? Oh no! So I wanted to get some burrito. Oh yeah, it's $10. All right, I'm done. So I got home. So I came home with my burrito and I ate it while I watched him cooking some cool ass stuff. And then I watched Cake Wars and they had to make DC Comics cakes. And I fell asleep in my chair, man. I was out. I mean, I wasn't gonna come to the Teas at that point. I'm full of burrito and sleep. Literally, I'm full of burritos and Z's. So I just fucking crashed out. And then by the time I woke up, I think it was 11:30, and I staggered to bed. Like I just got up and kind of zombied out, and because I haven't gone to bed in fucking forever. I usually sleep in the chair, but I didn't want to. So I went to the bed and I climbed it under the covers, and I woke up this morning at 9:45. Like I was out, man. Like I said, I think I slept 11 hours. Crazy. So the Teas was amazing. It was fun. There was a lot of outstanding women and a terrific show. And I'm sorry I missed it. Who's coming to next week's Teas?
It's Meat Fest. How much for the Cheetos and water?
That's from a movie, I understand.
It is.
That's a movie I have not seen. Well, now, you know, it's funny. Like I was going to say, maybe I'll come next week to the show. I don't think I'll be at next week's show. I probably will not. No, it's not. Unless Quentin will be on the bill. All right, good. So it's good. It's Meat Fest. You got all the cast is all squared away. Who's your big timer? Who's anybody out of town?
No, but we have some performers who have not done Meat Fest before.
Really?
Hot Cock.
That's a guy's name?
Yes. And aptly named.
Well, you know, because I was just going to say, that's you picked that as your name.
Yeah.
You better own it.
There's currently a picture of him in our user group wiping whipped cream all over his face, wearing a soda jerk hat. Oh.
And he's what, naked?
Oh no, he's wearing an apron.
Oh, okay. Oh, but is he at attention in the apron?
Go see for yourself.
No, I don't think I will. Yeah. But I mean, but still, so because that's the picture. That's what you want to do. Is you want to have, you know, it's like all those times you're trying to, like when you're fucking, you know, growing up and you're like, I wonder if I can hold a wet bath towel on my cock. You know what I mean? So.
And I'm delighted to say that we have one of our first drag queens performing in Meat Fest. We have Love Connie, who is based here in LA, that came and did a show and fucking standing ovation after the performance. And
nice.
Yeah, I think that Meat Fest has grown up a little bit, and I think that it's time that,
reach across the aisle.
Yeah. I mean, the shows always
reach across the aisle and give a tug job.
That's right. But the shows at Monday Night Teas, I've always prided myself that they grow and they change and they evolve, and it's wonderful to see so many alternative artists that are in the burlesque pool, but not necessarily burlesque,
coming in and being a part of the show now.
Well, you've always been all inclusive. I mean, you've
Always,
never.
Yeah, but there's always been, you know, there's been some drag bingo burlesque shows. There's been some, you know, different things, but it hasn't been quite as inclusive as I would have always hoped it would be. But mostly because it was different circles.
I see.
And our circles are becoming bigger and crossing over, and it's really nice. And Connie killed me. I mean, absolutely killed me when she performed.
So you're saying in the burlesque circle and the drag queen performer circle that in the Venn diagram right in the center would be a Love Connie.
Absolutely.
All right. I like that.
Amazing. There's some video of Love Connie, and it's Love, Connie.
Okay.
On YouTube, that's just phenomenal.
Go find Love, Connie
But
on YouTube.
multimedia performance artist.
Good.
So really delightful stuff.
All right. Well, you know what? Go to YouTube and check it out, and then decide if you want to, or if you're in town. Certainly come
And
to
of
the
course,
tease next
a lot
week.
of our regulars are performing. Ralph
Right.
the Balloon Guy, Patrick's hosting. You know, so I mean, it's a lot of our. I think I described it as familiar meat, aged meat, new meat, and exotic meats.
Well.
Is how I described it, because we've got some people that have been with us before, some people that are new, some people that are different flavors, and yeah, it's just really fun.
It's a meat fest.
It is.
Sounds good. You know, I love the name Connie.
Yeah.
I've always loved it.
Connie.
I have a cousin named Connie, and then there was Connie's Pizza in Chicago, and it's just there's something about the name Connie. I've always loved it.
If there were just a Q in it, right?
Oh my
it
word!
would be perfect.
Wait, you mean it doesn't begin with a Q?
No.
Always loved it though. It's just a name. You know why? It sounds 50s, but it sounds now. It's
Connie
just a
Francis
cool
was
name.
always really hot to me in a sexy, clean way.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we both love Connies. There we go. Everybody loves Connie. It's a new show. So the Monday Night Tease is available. You go to tickets, go to Brown Paper Tickets, that is, and get yourself some tickets for the Monday Night Tease shows that are upcoming for next week as well. That's very important. If you go to facebook.com/Monday Night Tease, you can see all the photos of the performers the day after, all the carnage that took place the day before. You'll see them sans pasties and naked in the locker room. A lot of that might not be true, but still, if you go to facebook.com/Monday Night Tease, like the page, see the photos, have fun and enjoy them, and come out to a live show because it is so much different in 3D than it is in 2D. And look, we're all fond of double Ds, but if you see a true 3D, then I'll tell you what, you are in, certainly. And if you come live, that's what you'll get. So, well, maybe not next week. I'm assuming next week there will be no double Ds on the bill. So I'll just, unless you're hosting.
Connie.
Oh, Love Connie may be involved. So go ahead and get tickets at brownpapertickets.com. Go ahead and follow the Twitter feed and go to facebook.com/Monday Night Tease. Do we want to plug the Hollywood Burlesque Festival?
I would love to plug it.
Let's talk about it.
It happens August 14th through the 17th. Tickets are on sale at HollywoodBurlesqueFestival.com.
HollywoodBurlesqueFestival.com. If you go ahead, I'll tell you what, let's make this a special this week. If you buy tickets to the Hollywood Burlesque Festival this week, you have to buy them. And I will say any ticket. If you buy a single event ticket or you buy a ticket 3-day pass, and you have to, but this is what you have to do. You have to contact me and tell me you did it. You'll get a free Big Angry CD.
Wow.
So if you go ahead and purchase the, I'll tell you what, I'll give you your choice. You can get a free Schmidt Alive 2 download or a free Big Angry autographed CD. And I will sign that for you and send it out. But you have to buy, tickets to the Hollywood Burlesque Festival this week. And by this week, I always have to make this fucking because the podcasts are evergreen. So today is July 8th. What's the date on the release for us? The 4th, 11th. So the 9th. All right, today's July 9th. If you buy something from July 9th until July 16th, we'll call it, because then when you hear my voice again on the 16th, the offer ends. But if you buy any tickets to the Hollywood Burlesque Festival, in that single tickets, the passes, the VIP, if you want to get involved in the after party and all that neat stuff, buy tickets now at brownpapertickets.com. You go ahead and search Hollywood Burlesque Festival. Tickets are available. And if you buy them, like I said, between the July 9th, when you're hearing my voice right now, through July 16th, you will get the Big Angry CD. I will send it to you. And I don't know if I'm in town yet for that. I have no idea if I'm around. So I don't know if I'm going. People have asked me and stuff like that. But, if you buy a ticket, maybe if you're coming from out of town or something, maybe we have a lunch. Maybe we throw that in. Maybe we do something. But kind of a mini offer here for this week. If this, we'll call this 40-year-old boy burlesque Hollywood Festival extravaganza week. That sounds complicated enough. So buy tickets. I'll get you a CD, a free CD. So there you go. And that may just drive you away. But I'll give you an autographed CD or I'll give you the Schmidt Alive 2 download, your choice. Bang, bang. You guys can go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com. And while you're there, there's plenty of stuff to check out. Remember, you can donate to the show. Every page of the website, there's a little Schmitty in the upper left-hand corner. Click on his empty pockets and fill them up with singular donations, or you can donate $2 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month, or $25 a month. If you go to the Joe Business page, the donation link's actually down near the center of the page in the middle at the bottom. So you can still click, same process, just clicking in a different spot. While you're there, you can pick up a Yurt Dirt Dirt shirt. Those are available still. You can get the Big Angry CD that I will sign and send to you, as you know. That's going to be available. Year 1, Year 2, Year 3, Year 4, Year 5, Year 6 of this podcast are available for purchase and download, or you can buy them together as part of the Reservoir Schmidt Dogs box set. Schmidt Alive 2, the download video and audio companion set are available. Tweakedaudio.com, thanks to them. They always do help us out, and thank you so much for the deal we have with them. Buy some stuff through them and help the show as well. And, of course, autographed artwork is available for the show. That's kind of a process, but we would love to get it to you. It'll be signed by me, by Lily, and, of course, by David, the genius who created it all. So if you want to get some artwork, go ahead and sign or click it, and we'll get it to you. And then, of course, there's the Amazon link that you can use. If you click through our Amazon link and get to the Amazon store, then go to actual Amazon, we get a lot of help. Like our friend Jay Briggs today, who bought a book about woodshop. And he's like, it doesn't say much about my job, that I'm trying to find a book about how good woodshop is, but that's fine. And I go, Jay Briggs, I don't care. I got your money. Good for you, buddy. And he's in Ireland too, man. He's buying stuff on Amazon. He's buying on Mick Amazon. So that's pretty cool. So thank you so much, Jay. And our best to you and your lovely bride. I don't want to say her name. Why do I do that? Why not want to say people's names? Like, why? I could have said Paul Cheever earlier. I could have been that guy, but I didn't. I decided not to. I just went with Chibacabra because I didn't know if he was like wearing a mask when he DJ'd. But our friend Paul Cheever is the Chibacabra, man. So go like his page on Facebook, the Chibacabra. Chiba, Cheeebacabra, I believe. Don't quote me. But it's Chibacabra. You'll find it. And our friend Paul Cheever, go and like his page and listen to his awesome fucking kind of funky jazz ethereal mixes. Sweet. Good stuff. And also on the Joe Business page, we've got Amazon links, and I covered everything on that page, I believe.
Yep.
So let's talk about this, folks. August 1st, I was going to say July. August 1st, I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, at a theater called the Maker Theater, coming to do this stuff live. I'm going to talk in circles and yell and do all that nonsense at the Maker Theater live August 1st. And I'm saying this now, and I probably should have said it earlier because I'll tell you what, I forgot to plug the show last week. I did not mention that I was going to be in Pittsburgh, and that's important. I need you guys to know, and I need you guys to buy some tickets. Some of you are on board and have purchased tickets. I appreciate it. We've got about 3 weeks left for you to get them and come out and check me out there in Pittsburgh at the Maker Theater on Saturday, August 1st. Show is probably going to go about 8:15, 8:30. I said 8 o'clock in all of my promo, and then I've had a discussion with the theater, and oh, boy, I'll tell you what, folks, I can't tell you how I love talking to theaters. Because it's not like they change anything later. The Maker Theater, I guess, is going to have a show in there or something. So my show's probably going to get there by 8. Show's at 8. I probably won't hit the stage till like 8:15, but I'm in the fucking building. So let's call it 8. Try to come out there and just mill around in the hallway or have a fucking beer or do something. And then come on into the theater and we'll have a good time and we'll kill it. We'll be there for a couple hours. It'll be fucking great. So tickets are available now at brownpapertickets.com. Just put in my name or put in 40YOBsteelcity.com. That's the actual link that you can use to get tickets for me in Pittsburgh, August 1st. And I would love it if you bought some tickets, and I would love it if you came and checked it out. And then afterwards, we'll all hang out and we'll go get a fucking sandwich with fries in it. It'll be fantastic. I can't wait to walk around that fucking ironworked city and have some fun, or just hang out, or hide after the show doesn't go well. I don't know, but I'm going to be in Pittsburgh doing whatever I do. So stick around and let's hang out and have some fun. But come see the show too. That'll be fucking great. So August 1st, the Maker Theater. Tickets still available. Go to brownpapertickets.com right now and get some tickets for the Maker Theater. Come out and check me out as I talk in circles about whatever the fuck I choose to talk about that week. I still haven't decided. Boy, isn't that right? I still haven't decided. But regardless, I'm going to figure something out and we'll all have a good time, I promise. Now, here's a weird thing that I should tell you about. It's been promoted on Twitter. It's been promoted on my Facebook. It's been promoted all over the place, but I have not talked about it on the show yet, but I will talk about it now. Folks, this Friday, July 10th, that's tomorrow, if you're listening to this on the podcast, if you're listening right now, I'm performing on a show at the Meltdown Theater here in Los Angeles.
What?
That's true. My friend Paul Goebel has put together a show that's, and I'm not me in the show. It's not like I'm doing stand-up. It's an actual stage show, and I'm playing a character. I know, I don't fucking understand why Paul cast me either. But he wanted me to do it, and then when he called me, I just happened to be in yes mode. So I said yes.
Never good.
And then I found out what it was all about a little later. But still, everybody in it is fantastic, except me, of course. I will be there doing whatever I can do to try to
Stop. What is agreement number 1?
be impeccable with your words. I'm actually pretty good. I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, I'm funny. You know, I'm funny. I don't know about be fun. I'm hoping to be funny in this context, but it's a stage show called Lost, the reunion episode. And what it is Paul Goebel moderates a chat with all of the characters from Lost getting back together after, 10 years after the show has ended. And we're all playing characters from Lost. If you're familiar with Lost, I will let you figure out which character I'm going to be.
The chick?
No.
The other chick?
No, and I thank God you said that because that was exactly what popped into my head. And I said, if she doesn't say the other chick, I'm going to be very disappointed.
The third chick?
Yeah. No, I will be George Garcia, who is Hurley. He was the only guy who was stranded on a desert island eating coconuts and bananas who didn't lose a fucking pound. So that's who that guy is.
I remember reading about that.
Yeah.
I never watched the show.
He's a 300-pound dude. So that's of course who I am. So the point is, it's a reunion show for Lost, and they're finding out what they did. I will be honest with you. All I know is the format for it. I'm as lost as to the content as you are. I think it's improv, and I think we're all just going to fire away. And so come on out. Tickets are available now. There's a link that'll be on my Facebook page. It's available through my Twitter as well. Or if you go to Meltdown Theater and look in their upcoming events, I think tickets are available there. And it's the Meltdown Theater. That's, I believe, 7 o'clock on Friday night, July 10th. Lost, the reunion show. Me, Paul Goebel, Jim Bruce, and Chad Fogland. And a bunch of other people doing whatever we're going to be doing on stage. So come check it out. And then afterwards, man, if you're there and you want to see me, maybe we'll go eat something. I don't know. Fuck, I'm always looking for shit to do. So that's fine with me. So come out to the show. It'll be fun. It's going to be a great time. I'm glad that Paul asked me to do it, and I can only hope that I can perform up to some capability, and he wants to have me involved again. But I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm just not sure. So I wanted to talk about this. I was reading emails. What if I did? What if I talked about the emails from earlier? No, people wrote me and they said that the sound quality was weird on the show. And they said that the music was too loud and I was too soft and you were too soft. And, in the old days, I just forwarded that shit to Lily. Like, I'm just like, all right, man, well, let's see what she can do about it because she's the fucking boss. But now I got to actually, I don't want to use this word, I got to care about that. Like, I actually have to because it was me. I'm the one who put it together. And here's my favorite part about it. In my mind, I immediately went, well, obviously I normalized it too much.
You don't normalize too much.
But what makes me laugh about that is the perfect word for this show. Like literally, like to make this show worse is to normalize it. That was the first thing I thought of. I'm like, fuck yeah. You know what? If there's anything wrong with the show, it's because I normalized it. If I could, if there was a fucking switch where I could abnormalize this show, then fuck yeah, I'm in. That would make the show that much better. But to normalize it, anything you do to normalize this fucking show, yeah, that's going to go ahead and take the edge off. It's not going to be good. So I hope I fixed it, man. I'm doing what I can. I kind of cranked me up, so I may hurt your ears this week. I may be too loud, but I got it was about eight emails last week. And so that's because if a couple people write, I kind of go, well, you had a bad week, or, you've got a cold or something. But if 8 people write, I kind of go, well, maybe I got to take a look at this, because that's like literally like 1/1000th of the listeners. So it's like, well, we'll see what happens. So I think I did it. I cranked it up from like 0.4 to 0.67. And I see a lot of giant blue lines, and I still got to go in and normalize this right when I'm done. Don't I have homework to do? Come on. I don't want to do my homework. Don't you want to go to sleep? You want to sleep, right?
You want me just to do it real quick and whip it out for you?
I know. What the hell? Hold on a second. That's not the first time you said that sentence.
Whip it out Wednesday.
Right. Hey, Dad. Hello, son. Right. Well, she's like napping halfway through the show because I was going to tell you this. She called, so I texted her this morning. I'm like, hey, can I come over early? Because I got to bust out some ADR stuff. And she's like, if you bring me a Dr. Pepper and some ring dings, that's fine.
Which was mostly a joke.
So, well, wait. So, well, of course. I mean, you obviously you don't make those requests, but I don't mind doing that, certainly. So I wrote her back and I said, "Are ding dongs okay? Because I don't think I can get to the East Coast before the show." And I swear to God, she writes, "Ring dings." So now I'm like, and you know me and texting, I read it and I'm just like, fuck, she really wants ring dings.
I do.
So I'm like, okay. So I had just gotten out of the shower. I get dressed. I leave my house and I go, did they, I get to 7-Eleven and I look and there's no fucking ring dings at my 7-Eleven. There's ding dongs and fucking Twinkies and all sorts of bullshit. So then I text her and I go, hey, no, there's no ring dings at my 7-Eleven. I go, is there a place by you that carries them where I can grab them? And she goes, I have Hostess stuff and Mexican stuff. Like literally, because that's all I had. Yeah. I had Gansito or I had, Twinkies. And she writes me back and she goes, Hostess makes them. And I mean, I know they don't. I like Drake.
I thought I had typed ding dong.
Drake makes ring dings. I know it. So, but my favorite part was that she was so fucking insistent. Ring dings. So then I wrote her and I'm like, well, I don't. And she goes, you know what? Just give me some Twinkies and some caramellos and some Rolos and that'll be fine.
I think I said Twinkies, caramels, or Rolos.
Just get me some Twinkies, some caramellos, and some
really
Rolos.
Didn't expect 19 things.
And that's fine. And so I said, all right. So I grabbed Twinkies and I grabbed ding dongs just in case. And I go over to the candy aisle and I find but this is weird. I find caramello immediately. No Rolos in my 7-Eleven. Well, do Hispanics not like tiny candies? I don't understand it. Why were they not there?
They don't have friends.
Well, then you hoard it for yourself. Then you roll a Rolo to yourself. So I grabbed the caramello, I grabbed the Twinkies and the ding dongs, and then I walk in the door and I go, look, I hand her the Twinkies and then I hand her the caramellos and I go, there were no Rolos at my 7-Eleven. She goes, that's amazing. I go, yeah, that makes no sense. That's like a standard candy. That's in your candy pyramid. That's in the base, I would think. It's chocolate and caramel. Why not? So then I handed her ding dongs and she goes, oh, I'm so happy right now. I said, I bought them just in case because they're just like ring dings, but maybe ring dings taste different. She goes, no, I wanted these. And I go, well, you doubled down on your ring dings in the text. And she's like, didn't I text ding dongs? I go, no. She goes, oh, I meant ding dongs. Well, fuck. You had me running scared for a goddamn 25 minutes. I literally walked all over the 7-Eleven looking for ring dings. I walked through 4 to 5 different aisles. I wonder if they kept them somewhere different. And then I'm looking for Rolos. And now I know I'm in trouble for that. There's no fucking Rolos. How do you have caramellos, but you don't have fucking Rolos? And you know what caramellos are? They're just flat Rolos. So I mean, I guess that's okay. But fuck. How do you not have Rolos? They're certainly more popular than caramellos. So I'm looking around for those, and I hand her all this stuff, and I give her the ding dongs, and I go to set my computer up, and she's like, oh, she goes, I shouldn't even eat this stuff. It's all going to make me sick. And I go, well, I that's fine. It's what you wanted. She goes, yeah, it's fine. Did you bring a Dr. Pepper? Fuck! In my goddamn ring ding and Rolo hunt, the Dr. Pepper went unbagged. I'm like, God damn, I didn't grab it. I knew it. I knew it was supposed to be there. But instead I'm in the tall weeds stalking the Rolos and the ring dings. And I forget that the Dr. Peppers are out in the Serengeti waiting to get fucking blasted. Max always says people skip the closing music. I say people love your closing music, so let's prove it to them. If you've listened this far, write me at heymexilistened@gmail.com and we'll send you a 40-year-old boy hearing commemorative Facebook profile picture that you better fucking put up, you dick. Sorry about the dick thing. Thing. Did you get that?
Yeah, I got it.
I don't want you to miss any of that brilliance.